We are back, and we're going to just check and see that our live stream gets up here.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing right now is seeing if our live stream works. Just like always, you guys know the deal if you've paid attention or watched before.
I'm pretty sure it's working, though. Our last one did work, and this one's probably just going to catch up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I just got a notification from YouTube.
From YouTube?
Yeah.
That's where we post our podcast.
It is. We post on podcast at what channel, Chris?
Snarf Talk
Podcast. Yeah.
All right. I think we are live. We're going to double check that.
I'm watching it on Facebook right now.
Oh, on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Hey there, Facebook peoples.
Hey, Facebook land.
I don't have it up yet, but I'm sure it's coming.
It's there. It's on our page. So, we've been gone for a while.
We have taken a little sabbatical.
Yeah, it's
from
been
the podcasting world. It's
January of 2024 was the last time we'd done a podcast.
Yeah, I think we had some Christmas talk.
Hurt me. This hurt me.
I hurt myself
for a year and 4 months
today. But yeah. Speak to that, Jerry. Why did you abandon us?
I didn't abandon us. We abandoned each other. I think this is a mutual thing, and I don't think it's fair for you to just point fingers.
Well, oh yeah, it is definitely live. Okay. Yeah. So that's the story.
And we're sticking to it.
We're sticking to it. No, seriously. Yeah, I apologize. Jerry apologizes. I don't know if he does or not, but we both apologize for our absence.
I have
to.
to.
We came hard with January. I believe we had like New Year's resolutions.
Family friendly, man.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
We had resolutions to like podcast. I think bi-monthly we were going to do it.
I was also supposed to learn the drums.
Oh boy.
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, I was supposed to learn the drums. You were gonna learn something. I don't remember what it was, and then we were gonna create a band.
Oh.
So we had all of these things set up.
Adam says, first comment, bitches.
Yeah, he is.
Hey.
In a long time.
Yeah, no.
I like it.
So yeah, what happened? Why did the sabbatical happen? I mean, honestly,
life. I don't know. I mean, life takes over. You know, we were such a huge, famous group. You know, a famous team, as some would say, that a lot of things started getting in our lives. You know, a lot of media, a lot of paparazzi.
Yeah.
A lot of people stalking.
On a daily basis.
A lot of stalking.
On a daily basis, I see two people. So the paparazzi hasn't been stalking me that much. But
really?
You're more of a man about the people.
I am kind of about the people, and there was lots of paparazzi.
Yeah, no, and then we
had to get rid of it.
Yeah, we just kind of kept falling into that trap of kids and baseball and
we still have
activities. I know it's going real strong right now, baseball season.
Yeah, it's in
the midst. I think we talked about it not last year, but 2 years ago when we were recording in the middle of baseball season about how much time it takes, and now we're both coaching two teams.
Yeah. So we decided instead of just one and bitching about one that takes too much time, you know what we should do? Let's do two of them.
Yeah,
at the same time.
To be fair, the Pinto team, I'm not as involved in as you are. But.
No, and and that's fine. That you shouldn't be. You have a other team, and I can do the other one. I can do the Pinto.
It's so jarring to go back and forth between coaching 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
Yeah,
and then you're coaching 1st and 2nd graders,
and some kindergarten,
and some kindergartners. Yeah. And the first practice I showed up to. I think it was, maybe it wasn't right after a pony practice, but we had been practicing for the older boys for several weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And you had maybe gone to the first one. But anyway, the first practice that I came to for Pinto, it was so frustrating.
Ugh,
and there is super frustrating things about the older kids, too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
They're just completely different frustrations. But when you have to come back down and then you start all over again with first graders and you're like, just throw the ball, man. Just catch the ball.
It does seem that easy because I look at them.
I'll be honest. I mean, some of the older kids were having troubles with throwing and catching.
Well, absolutely they do. That's the number one thing in baseball is throwing and catching. everyone thinks it's just like, oh yeah, throwing and catching, not a big deal. No, it's everything. It's
Yeah.
literally everything to baseball. So if you can't do that successfully 98% of the time, you're not going to win. Little kids, though, my problem is like you'll talk to them and it's just
Yeah, actually,
complete blank face. No like words spoken back. Nothing that says that you understand anything I've just said.
you just want to grab them by the ears and be like, "Oh, you're listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth."
Yeah. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Because it does seem like that. It's funny at that last game, we kept
It's
trying
so
to
hard.
give some direction to a couple kids, and they just aren't doing like the little thing you just told them to do. And your dad was standing up against the fence, and I said, "I just need to ask you a question." He's like, "Oh, what's that?" I go, "Was it always the case with little kids, because he's been around plenty in his day,
Right.
back in the day, that they just every time you speak to them, they look at you like you're a complete moron?"
Like you're a complete absolute idiot.
And I don't think it ever was with little kids. I mean, always been the case with older kids, maybe even
Yeah.
teenagers. But these little
Yeah.
kids just look at you and they're just like, don't even engage me.
Yeah, they all do. They all look at you like,
Why are you
I don't
here?
know,
They're like,
like-
why are you here, dude? And I'm like, "Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not quite sure, actually. Now that I think about it, why did I choose to do this?
But it is,
No, we chose to do it to make the youth better.
yeah.
I don't know if it's working.
I don't know if we're doing a good job.
I don't
at it
know
or
if it's
not, but
working, but
I've
we
always
tried.
said baseball season is my favorite time of the year. I absolutely love like coaching kids. I will say, I think it's starting to wear on me a little bit. Not like I don't enjoy doing it anymore. It's just the burden seems to be getting heavier.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that. I definitely feel that. And I don't know. I think it's having the two dynamics of the older kids and the younger kids.
Plus, I got
And there's
my
just
daughter in
no
softball too,
happy
so there's
medium.
three
Yeah.
ways to go.
You
and
have a
it's all-
completely different thing there with the softball. And I don't understand softball at all with the way they're doing it. Is Sky
Not at her level. So what Jerry's referring to is
They're-
the older levels of softball. Instead of playing an hour and 45-minute game, they're playing 2-hour and 15-minute games with hard stops, meaning
so it's like
at the timer
3
goes
innings?
off, whoever's winning wins the game. It's over. Walk off field. I mean, middle of an inning.
I don't understand that. It was explained to me that they did it to develop more pitchers.
Could be. I don't know.
But you're still allowed to pitch the same pitcher from the first game.
I think there's an inning limit per week.
It's 6, but they only play 3 innings for the first game.
Yeah, but theoretically, there'd be 4 games then a week, I guess.
Okay. Oh, for the whole week. I thought it was like a 1-game thing because in softball they really never had any limits for their pitching.
Yeah.
They
and
just pitch.
I don't think
as
they
much
do
as
when
you
they're in
want.
like high school or older.
No, they just pitch.
Is that rain?
Is that? I don't hear it.
Oh, okay.
Is it easier on your arm to throw?
Well, they
the way a
say
softball
the way
is
it's
thrown?
been explained to me is that they say softball is a natural motion.
So
Pitching
swinging
a
your arm
softball
around.
is a natural motion for like your ligaments and muscles and joints and stuff. Whereas baseball is not it's not a natural motion, and that you can cause a lot of damage to your arm if you
which
overpitch it.
has been shown. I mean, it's shown all the time that they get injured.
Oh,
But-
we got some comments on there. Adam says, "My daughter does it. It's the dumbest shit ever." There's also a lot of talk. Hey, Craig, what's cheese? I saw this guy at work today,
Yeah, I didn't
and
tell
he said
him.
nothing about this.
I didn't tell him on purpose. So, Craig, I saw you and I was thinking about telling you, but the last time we were going to do a podcast, I told him about it because I also talked to him that day, and we didn't end up doing it. He was very let down and ended up reverting back and listening to an old episode of ours. And I didn't want to let him down again just in case. So I was going to text him right before we started this episode, but I just figured, I think he can find it. I think him getting the notification of us going live is a better surprise than me telling you at work.
Well, it's working because Dirk's with us too. Hey, yo.
Hey, Dirk.
Hey, Dirk. I think, was he like our last guest
Yes,
on the podcast?
he's the last ever guest we ever had, and that was December of 23.
No.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
November, December. It was in 23.
Poor Dirk. What did you do, Dirk? Wait, we've been trying to blame ourselves for this, but we have
You're
a
right.
perfect patsy.
You're right. This was a Dirk Steele problem.
Yeah, something he did just drove the
You know
final
what?
nail in this.
Incredible man.
Yeah,
Loved having him here. It was a good time. It was a good podcast. You need to go back and listen to that podcast.
I want to go back and
fun.
listen to it again. I have re-listened to a couple of our past podcasts, but actually it wasn't that long ago. It might have been in the fall, so it was a little bit ago. But I remember texting you, and I'm like, we were talking about recording at that time, and I said, I want to go listen to like the last episode.
Yeah,
and
to catch up on.
It wasn't the one with Dirk, so we must have done another one.
We did
but,
only one more after that.
Dirk said, I have a way of really screwing things up.
I don't think you screwed it up.
No, it was not your fault, Dirk. We won't blame you.
No, I think the crowd just hated it.
No.
No.
So anyway, I went back and listened, and I
was a joke.
texted Jerry, and I'm like, this is great. I was like laughing out loud the entire time. I was like texting you like segments of the podcast, and I'm like, do you remember this?
I didn't.
No.
I didn't remember most of it.
But it's great. And I have been putting a lot of cab time in lately. Now that, it's farming season.
It is the farming.
I'm sure Dirk's right in the stretch of that. Probably getting rained out today too.
You were planting a bunch, and then you were spraying a bunch, and then you went back to planting, and now you're putting on the old nitrogen.
Yep.
Did you finish that up?
I did. I finished it last night at about
before the big rain today, huh?
About 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
Wanted to get it all on before the rain.
You finally put in some effort and went late.
I actually have hit at some point between 11:30 and 1 every night the last 4 nights.
Wow.
Yeah.
To be fair, Sunday you didn't start until way later.
Well, that's true because we have baseball games every goddamn day.
Well, if it's not every day, it's every other.
And apparently I'm the only idiotic farmer enough that just stops his entire
operation
business to go to a baseball game.
Yeah.
But
no, you are. Well, David Siedentop does too.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with him today, actually, about softball, and it wasn't really of a conversation. It was more of a one-sided, continuous rant by Mr. Siedentop of his frustration.
With what? Oh, having to stop all the time for baseball?
No, it was just like of coaching and of other coaches and just the game itself. And it doesn't seem like the game that he grew up with. A lot of different things. I really wish I would have recorded it because I would play some segments of that and everyone would laugh because I had a great time.
Maybe he'll come on and we can.
It was very good.
He was fired up about his Mustang softball game. Mustang and Pinto are not real baseball.
And that's what he was saying.
And
that's exactly what he was saying.
If you want to win those games, if you think that's important at that level, which it really isn't, but if you want to win those games, you have to play by these weird strategies.
Yeah, like he said, he's like, we played 3 innings of baseball, and there are 6-run rule limits for each inning. He said the other team that we played against never achieved a single out in 3 innings. And it was 14-12.
Yeah.
He said, how is it possible that they've never gotten an out in a game up to that point, and we're 2 runs apart, and everybody scored over 10 runs?
Yeah.
Like, it's wild. And I get what he's saying, and I understand the frustration, but you can't, what do you do at that level?
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's
the same with Pinto. Like, we could say that about Jet and Graham. It's super frustrating seeing them play baseball a lot of times and the kids with them, but they're just not developed. They're not developed.
Well, Pinto's actually a little bit better because they can't steal bases.
Right.
So there's none of this forever scoring on pass balls because that's what Mustang is. It's scoring on pass balls from the catcher.
Right.
And
from Mustang on, it is that way, but it gets a little more difficult as time goes on.
Hey, Mr. Check. First time listener. That possible?
Is that
Come
even
possible?
No. That's not possible.
Well,
You've had to have listened.
You got 164 episodes to catch up on.
Yeah. This is number 165 for Snarf Talk coming up right now. I don't have a name for this episode yet, but that always comes later.
Yeah, 165 episodes. If you just think back, we have been away for so long, and that we are hoping to completely fix that problem.
Yeah, and just to get that...
Got to get that momentum going again.
The momentum back, because I was talking about it today.
Because even before that, we really hadn't recorded in almost a year before that.
Right. Yeah, it was a while. But I just want to get that momentum back that we had once before, where I was talking about it earlier. We had recorded like 120 some episodes straight weekly. So that means like 120 some weeks straight. We recorded once a week, every single week.
It was to the point where like
It's
1 week I was on
unbelievable.
vacation and we couldn't, and you put together a podcast of a clip show.
Yeah, I did. And it was like of the music. Well, because we also have a Patreon. It's not operating at the moment, but we have a Patreon that we would put extra episodes on, different things.
We did a
and
terrible job with Patreon. I want to apologize to all of our Patreon subscribers.
When we were running it fine, I didn't think it was that bad because I put a bunch of stuff on there. And we also had extra episodes and things on there. Don't do that. We got an episode taken down for doing that stuff. I did that last time with High Noons, which we are not sponsored by the way. No, we have no sponsors. So if you see anything in this episode, it is not sponsored.
Except for iTrees.
FYI. Yeah, that is owned by Chris, and he can sponsor
And
us.
Carhartt.
Nope. That is not a sponsor. I should put black tape over it.
Well,
anyways,
Ray does say Sun Cruiser, my jam.
Yeah.
We can comment on how it's a delicious drink.
You can.
The problem was
so the one time that they took our episode down, I don't know if you remember, is because we were talking about something and I took a drink of a High Noon, which we are not sponsored by, but I said in the episode, I said, "Oh, this is sponsored by High Noon."
Uh-huh.
And as soon as we did that, it was all shut down real quick. Stopped the comments. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember.
Oh,
that.
yeah. When we finished the episode, all the comments were gone. They weren't posting our video. We had to go back and we had a complaint or whatever it was from Facebook and YouTube.
From Dave Portnoy himself. Doesn't he own High Noon?
I don't think he owns it, but I think it's a huge sponsor for podcasts.
I think he's an investor.
Yeah.
Craig says the 200 episode cake is moldy. We can't make it there in this year, but
we haven't bought it.
We will get there.
Could we make it?
No.
Well, how
There's
could
only
we not?
52 weeks in a year.
I know. What are we in? We're in the
165, so we need like 35 more episodes.
I know. I'm saying how many weeks are we into the year? 90?
I don't know.
120?
Dirk will tell us.
Yeah, somebody count the weeks out and tell me how many weeks are left in this year.
Joel says, pretty dope that you guys paused the show long enough for Jerry to complete the transition process. Yeah. I wish we would have thought of that as an excuse.
He's not wrong. There was a transition process there.
What?
For me.
Transitioning into what?
A beautiful butterfly. I don't know.
Adam says he never got a shirt either. Well, we still have a box of shirts, so he'll get that shirt for you.
Oh, we do?
Comment there what size you are, and we'll see if we have it.
No, it's definitely 3X at this point.
But we still have some merch. We need to get the Patreon back and going.
Yeah.
If we do get it back and going as a apology / whatever, we'll just make it like you can only subscribe at like the $1 level.
That's fine.
Because but we're only going to do that if we do actually make some extra content for it. We owe a couple of our patrons, our significant patrons, like Erica.
Oh yeah,
we probably owe her
some boxes,
a big fat check.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's probably the right thing to do.
That is, but that's probably true.
But no, I am drinking the Sun Cruiser. Interesting to note what Jerry is brought to the show tonight.
Here it is. You can see it. It just doesn't look like much. But it's gaining some traction. It's getting pretty famous.
It's kind of
a big deal.
Yeah.
At the old EJ Cars.
Now, okay. Is it fair? It probably isn't because this is your concoction.
Correct.
But is it fair to call it like a Snarf Talk concoction, even though I wasn't involved? Like, can I ride your back to glory? Absolutely.
I would much rather it be a Snarf Talk concoction, except for the actual name.
Like, can we sponsor? Well, no, we won't change the actual name. But like,
could
we get a Snarf menu? We could come up with a couple other drinks and have like a seasonal menu.
That's a great idea.
It is.
I think that's a great idea.
It's a great sponsorship for them. It's a great sponsorship.
But this is actually called Jerry's Widow Drink. That's the name of this.
I found out about this the other day.
It was concocted by a few people.
It's delicious.
It's by 2 bartenders and me. And yeah, I mean, it just really is refreshing. And
what's
a good drink.
What's the ingredients?
Oh gosh.
It's a bear to make.
I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but there are some complaints across the board by the bartenders because it takes a little bit. So it's basically an Arnold Palmer.
Before you get into that, we are going to, in fact, create the seasonal drink menu, and you can call that an official
Snarf announcements.
Thank you, Craig, for that. Dirk also said 23 weeks left in the year, so we can't quite get to 200 this year.
So we could be at 88, 188.
But we'll get there next year. Anyway, continue.
So
ingredients.
Okay, I got to think about the ingredients. It's so like I said, it's basically an Arnold Palmer to start off with. So you've got iced tea and lemonade, right, as the base. But it goes with Absolute Citron. It's a vodka, a lemon vodka. You add that. You do the tea and lemonade. It's a splash of sweet and sour. It's a little bit of peach schnapps. And then lemons, de-seeded lemons. If they aren't de-seeded, I'm suing your ass. Okay?
Why is that important?
Have you ever sucked up so many lemon seeds in the bottom of your cup before?
Okay.
It sucks. Terrible.
I don't think that I have, but
I have.
Is that a common thing? Like at a bar, they de-seed their lemons?
No,
always?
they don't de-seed their
So you're
lemons. That's the
special
problem.
requesting. Somebody is grabbing with their fingers the lemon slices, and they're dirty fingers.
Oh, they're not dirty. They're bartenders. They wash their hands.
I mean, but they're touching stuff all the time. Money. They're touching drinks.
I don't care. It's going in alcohol. It's clean.
Well, that's true, and it's citrus.
Yeah,
that's a natural disinfectant. Right?
Yeah, lemon is right.
Sure, it's in Pledge.
You're right. It is in Pledge. You know what else it's in? A lot of other things.
Yeah, well, a bunch.
I think that's about it. I'm pretty sure. And then ice, obviously.
Bobby says it's like a Paloma, but it's not really like a Paloma.
I guess it's a white guy's Paloma.
What is a Paloma again? They're good, but isn't that
that's
squirt?
Like grapefruit.
It's squirt and tequila.
You know who knows is Ray. Ray Kelly can tell you because Seed and Tops make a Paloma all the time, and I guarantee you she knows. They made a Paloma and they brought it out to the campground.
Yeah, and it had tahine.
Yeah.
That was my first experience ever in my life with tahine.
I love tahine.
It's a little overrated.
No.
It's a little bit.
You got to use it in the right sense, like with the right things. You put it on watermelon, incredible.
It's not necessary.
I put it on steak. I make a flank steak and put tahine in it.
That's dumb. Paloma is tequila, grapefruit juice.
Yes.
Hold on.
That's where
sparkling
you're
water,
squirt.
grapefruit juice, tequila, sea salt, lime, and lime. But you just use squirt. Squirt and tequila is a Paloma to me.
I mean, that's cheap. That's a cheap way of doing it.
It's delicious though. Squirt is.
It is delicious.
Probably the best. One of the best pops.
I love it.
It's sunshine in a
and
can.
it is. You know what? It is called pop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's an argument between me and.
32 weeks, not 23. That was a typo. We got 32 weeks.
Well, oh, okay.
We could make it if we did a
weeks.
couple special episode releases.
Yeah. We could hit 200.
Do we want to make that a goal?
That seems a little lofty.
Can our goals need to be attainable, right?
Here's the deal with our goals that we set on this podcast.
We haven't done a good job.
Not a single one of them has been achieved yet. I don't think.
I don't know if that's true.
Not a lot of them have been successful.
CJ's with us now too. Man,
Hey,
we're rolling
CJ.
tonight. Topo Chico and tequila, I've heard is good. Isn't Topo Chico?
They make a hard Topo Chico. No, that's just like a regular drink. But they make a hard Topo Chico.
I've only ever had the alcoholic Topo Chicos.
Topo Chico. You remember him?
No.
From the Ed Sullivan Show?
No.
It's a little mouse.
I don't think I've ever seen the Ed Sullivan Show.
And you're significantly older than me.
I mean, I've seen clips, but it wasn't on when I was a kid.
Well, no, it wasn't on when I was a kid either, but my mom told me about it, and then we'd see it on TV Land.
No.
You didn't have satellite.
Did not, no. We just had antenna, 257-932, 26, 11. 50, if you're lucky.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
26 didn't come in all the time for me either.
Channel 26, the U.
The U, yeah. You had,
Speaking
if
of
Ian Hicks was on here, he'd tell you about That one guy.
Sven Gulli. I was just going to bring up that because I just listened to a podcast a few days ago in the planner, which featured Sven Gulli on it, and he is just a delight.
He is a delight.
So it's one of my favorite podcasts is Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Yes.
And it is essentially Brian Quinn from Practical Jokers, and then Walt Flanagan and Brian Johnson, who are from Comic Book Men. What?
Listen, look at Dirk's comment.
Oh, man, we could get the mountain goat.
Mountain goat.
I'm bringing a mountain goat next time. I got to divert for that story. I know I've told it before, but
we're doing it
so
again
long.
right now.
Me and Dirk lived together in college, and we made there was an event where it was supposed to be every room was supposed to be a specialty drink, and then people could go room to room. I mean, we didn't do this at where we lived because that was dry.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't do it
No,
there.
why would you? It's dry.
But in each person's room, they had a specialty drink, and people would go room to room, and it was like it's kind of like a house hop, but all in the same house.
Yeah.
And me and Dirk, as we did all the time, put zero effort into anything and waited till the last minute and procrastinated in mostly everything we did in our entire college careers.
Okay. That's fine.
We're like, what do we have here? And we had Everclear and Mountain Dew.
And that's it.
So we made a drink out of it, and everyone came in like, what's this called? I don't even know why we called it that, but we're like, it's the fucking Mountain Goat.
I think it's funny that you called it the Mountain Goat, and then we create a podcast, and our idea was having a goat as our...
Not only that, but that idea took us...
And you have goats.
I have goats. That idea took us 2 seconds.
I know.
We're like, we need to have a mascot. We both looked at each other. We're like, a goat.
Clearly a goat. It's got to be.
But anyway, and then I think at one point we added grenadine to it and called it a bloody fucking mountain goat.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Yeah, it was great. It's great. It's a great drink.
I don't know. I'll have to try it sometime.
Bobby says, Grundy Sunrise, squirt and tequila.
Love it.
I mean, it is
That's
sunshine in a
name.
can. I mean, it's amazing.
I've always said that. Is that a normal thing to say?
No, you've heard that from me. I've always said that. You heard it from me.
Are you sure?
You heard it here first, folks.
Okay. I'll agree, because I've always called it sunshine in a can.
I'm pretty sure you heard it from me.
We've had a long life
It's
together.
possible that it was actually like a slogan at one point. I don't think so, though.
I don't think so either.
I've never seen an advertisement for Squirt. I don't
Has
even
anybody,
know. Like,
has anybody seen an advertisement for Squirt?
Do they need to advertise? Because it's
No.
so good.
Think about that. Like, that's still going. People still buy it. You never see an advertisement. You only see advertisement for Pepsi and Coke.
Here's another thing that's
maybe
interesting.
Dr. Pepper has a.
If you go to a restaurant and get like a fountain soda, whatever, like just a sit down restaurant,
no Squirt.
Nobody would ever think to ask for a Squirt.
But they don't have it.
But that's what I would want. The problem
I
is
agree.
the diet and the Squirt Zero or whatever is not as good.
I would never try that.
And I don't drink sugared soda beverages.
For what reason?
You know, diabetes.
The beatus.
Yeah, you know, sugar is bad for you.
Well, I understand, but it's added to everything. It's not like you're getting rid of it out of your
It's
entire
a lot
diet.
of unnecessary sugar.
Are you drinking so much Squirt that it's going to affect your life?
I try to drink no sugar.
Okay, so a squirt every once in a while ain't a bad thing.
Well, I mean, okay.
Little squirt here, little squirt there. Huh?
But
I think it's good.
Craig said
but
you still have time to make it proper Thanksgiving song. That's still on the radar.
That'll happen. That'll happen sometime.
We're
We got
here
to
to
write
dominate that holiday market.
I think. Is there? We've talked about this before. Is there a Thanksgiving song at all?
Oh, I missed a comment from Amanda. He will judge the lemon hard. Not even one seed can be seen.
Yeah, it's true.
So anyway, the story, what was I talking about? Oh, Tell 'em Steve Dave. Anyway, I'm way behind on their podcast, so I was listening to their Halloween special. And they get Sven Gulli in there. Mm-hmm. And they basically have like games that they play with him. Like they have to come up with like story prompts or ideas. And then he judges like who's the best. Or they have to rank like classic horror movie villains. And then, you know, he decides whose ranking wins. The whole thing's a competition. Long story short, he's a wonderful dude. It was a very entertaining podcast. We should get him on here sometime. He lives in Chicago.
He does?
Yeah, of course he does. He broadcasts.
Well,
from
yeah, that's
Chicago.
true.
Berwyn.
We've seen him before at a Comic-Con.
we didn't meet him, but
Got
we saw
real
him
close.
walking around.
We walked up real close to him.
Just walking around.
We're like, hey, that's about it.
Can you just imagine being somewhere and there's Sven Gulli there?
It's amazing. We've done that with many, many different people at Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
I've told many stories.
Carrie Ellis.
Yeah. We saw him.
He walked right next to us. And
Yeah.
He had a leather jacket on.
He did.
He
A
looked
black
really
leather
cool.
jacket. He was so cool and it intimidated me. It really did.
Henry Winkler.
Yeah. I bumped into him.
Yeah.
Told him not to jump the
Tried
shark.
to steal his wallet.
No, I wouldn't do that. But I tried to arm wrestle a lot of people.
Just one. Roddy Piper.
2 people.
Oh, yeah. And Kato
Kato
Kalin. Was it Roddy Piper?
Yeah. No, it was, I don't remember the wrestler, but it was like a famous wrestler. And I was standing outside of, they have these roped off aisles that you can walk to. And it was the end of the Comic-Con. Nobody was there. He's just standing there. And I just stood in front of his line. I said, "You want some of this? Huh? You want some of this?"
Actually, it was funny because there was no one in the line. It was just him
Nobody
sitting
there.
behind a table and us outside the ropes.
And I was yelling at him, and he finally told me, "I can't arm wrestle you. Like, I legally can't arm wrestle you." All right. And then we kept on
keeping on.
Yep.
Mixed it up with our good old buddy Kato.
Yeah.
We
And
were on a first name basis with, but now
We
might
really
have,
were.
You might have ruined that relationship.
I really did ruin it.
I
But
do have a signed headshot of him that's
So do
with-
I.
holding an avocado that says avocado.
I have that as well. And he signed it that way. That was the same time that we had a run-in with Billy Zane.
Oh yeah, we've told that story many times.
I know. It's my favorite, though. I can't get it out of my head. And I recently just told it to Amanda and a couple other people because it seems fake. Like, it seems like a fake story, but it's
Billy
100%
Zane,
true.
You're such a dick or something like that. I don't remember what he said.
I called him a bitch.
Oh yeah, Billy Zane's a bitch.
Yeah, I said, "Quit being such a bitch, Billy Zane." And I said his full name. And then I jump high-fived him afterwards.
Yeah.
You told me, "Do not do that."
No.
And I did.
Yeah. Full team of security. Just let it happen.
He's-
Just let a grown man, run full speed at the person they're trying to protect.
Yeah.
And then jump at him with their hand up.
Yeah. And we high-fived, and they didn't
And
tackle
they
me
didn't
or kill
do
me.
anything, even afterwards.
No. He just, like,
What is the
gave-
point of security?
He gave. I'm not a real intimidating person, Chris. So,
You think you could mix it up with Billy Zane?
no.
You think he'd take you down? He's an old man.
Yeah, he's significantly bigger than me. I didn't realize how big he was.
He's big. He's not like Jack.
Bigger than you.
Is he the villain in
He stood
Titanic?
behind you when we took our picture.
Is he bigger than me?
Yes, he was taller than you.
I don't
We have to find those pictures. by
I
the
know
way.
where they are. I know that.
Okay, we need to get those posted again just because it's incredible.
Jerry is harmless. I don't know, man.
I am.
Put him on the top of a Humvee with a 50 cal automatic rifle weapon. And,
No, I was never a gunner. I'm a driver. Just the driver.
um,
Yeah, I want to see those pictures again. I don't have them.
I have them on my phone.
We need to post them because it's the most awkward, ridiculous picture I've ever taken in my life.
So,
and you can clearly tell by Billy Zane's face, he did not want to do what we did.
I heard this argument the other day that Billy Zane isn't the real villain of Titanic.
No, it's Jack.
No, it's the lady. It's Rose.
Oh, she is a villain.
She's the villain, not because of the whole not letting him up. I don't even remember this movie, but they
You
made.
don't remember Titanic?
I mean, they're dancing around. He draws her titty.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really all I remember. The one guy is commissioned a boat to go find some diamond, the heart of the sea,
Yeah,
or something.
it's the hearts. What is that
The
called?
heart of Tafiti. That's what it is.
You're right, Moana.
So they got to get that. And no, the thing is, so she lived a full life. She was like 90 years old, million years old when she died. She had a family. She had
Yeah.
a husband. She had children.
Correct. And she's dwelling on.
She's dwelling on somebody she met for a week.
Was it even a week?
17 years old.
It's like 4 days.
And then this guy comes out and he's like, I want to take you with me to find this thing. They go out, millions of dollars, tens of $1 million expedition. Probably,
Oh, yeah.
To do all this. And to find something she knew she had the whole time.
In her pocket, like the whole time.
So she just lets these person burn through not just tens of millions of dollars, but their own like self-worth, yes. Like their life,
their career.
She lets them just do this. And then at the end, she just throws it in the fucking ocean.
It's so insane how she stands on the edge of the boat at the end and she's just like, oops, like, see you later.
Yeah.
Throws it back in the water. Unreal. There's a deleted scene.
Her poor husband.
There's a deleted scene where they're, and it's a true deleted scene out of the movie where they're all standing behind her. The whole crew, everybody that's been in the movie that's on that expedition, standing behind her, talking her, like telling her, don't do this. We would like to have it. It can go in a museum, all this kind of stuff. And she still is just like, whoop, over the edge. It's unbelievable.
It angers me. I'm angered.
It's not a good thing to do.
And
it seems to be like heartfelt, like she's giving it back to the ocean because of Jack. Like that's the idea behind it, is like,
right, obviously.
But that's dumb. That's so dumb.
The whole thing is dumb because like you went on and lived a life. There's no way you were spending your life dwelling on like how good was Jack,
Right.
I mean,
real good. It was real good.
I don't know.
I mean, you saw her hand on that window.
Yeah, it annoys me that is still like the highest grossing movie of all time.
With inflation?
I think so.
I don't think it is anymore.
Let's find out.
I really don't think it is.
I thought it was Avatar.
Right. It is. Not Titanic.
Oh, okay. It is Avatar. Avatar, it's not, it's 4. So Avatar is number 1. Avengers Endgame is number 2. Avatar, The Way of Water is number 3. I didn't know that made that much money.
Neither did I.
It
was a fine movie.
It was fine. I don't remember liking it all that much, but like my kids have been really into it lately. They've been wanting to watch it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. My Cash is really into the video game, the Avatar video game.
Didn't know there was one.
Me neither. But it's like a open world game.
I didn't know this existed.
It looks cool.
Does he play it?
Yeah, he plays it all the time.
Oh, I thought it was just like something you wanted.
No, he plays it all the time. Titanic is still number 4, and then Force Awakens, then Infinity War, then Spider-Man No Way Home.
Really?
Then
Spider-Man's up there?
Nisa 2, Inside Out 2, and Jurassic World. I don't know if this is adjusted for inflation, though.
Nisa 2? What is that?
Probably some Chinese movie.
I mean...
I thought Gone with the Wind was adjusted for inflation.
No way. Never has been.
It was the only movie probably for like 10 years.
Yeah, it was it was a movie that everybody liked a lot, but
it is. It's Gone with the Wind at $4.34 billion adjusted for inflation. It's not even close.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it is close. Avatar is $3.95 billion. So
that's wild.
Almost a half.
I've never seen it.
It's not
Have
good.
you ever watched it?
Yeah, I've seen
the whole
it.
thing?
It's not good.
You've sat and watched the entire
When
thing.
I was a kid, my mom watched it, and I watched it. And I've seen it since. I know people that love that movie. They watch it all the time. It's terrible.
Well, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Bobby said, funny ad in Titanic, when he wins the ticket to board the Titanic, he wins it from Sven and Olaf from the Disney movie Frozen.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I don't even remember him winning a ticket.
Yeah, I remember him winning the ticket, but it was like with like dice or something. Like they're playing dice or they're doing something. They're betting something. It might have been cards, but he was doing it like at the dock and won.
Okay, refresh me on this. The boat was going from England to New York, right?
Yeah.
So why was he in England?
Don't know.
Because he's a poor person from New York.
Yeah, I have no idea.
How the fuck does he get to England?
A different boat.
But why?
I don't know.
Or was he just on for the whole round trip?
You know what? Let's call up James.
James who?
Cameron.
Oh.
Jim. That's actually, we call him Jim. You and I know him.
Do you know the conspiracy on the Titanic?
Yeah, about the Olympic. Is it the Olympic or the...
It's pretty interesting.
The other boat.
There's another boat that was like a carbon copy of it that had been wrecked.
Yeah. Isn't it the one that came and actually picked up all the survivors?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
There was another. They made two of these ships, and one of them was like it never worked. Like it had production problems, and it failed, and something happened, like hull bent or the hull cracked or something, and they had.
Yeah, it was a crack. There was like a crack in the hull.
Yeah. So what they said they did, and they couldn't insure it, or no, they had it insured, and what they did was they insured the Titanic, an insurance company, but they wouldn't insure the other boat.
Okay.
So what they did was swap the names of them, take the shitty boat out, sink it, it sinks, and then put an insurance claim on it.
Yes.
That's the conspiracy theory.
They swapped the names of the boats. Yeah. So the Titanic isn't the actual one that sunk, and it's technically still... Is it still around?
I don't know.
Is the other one still around?
Someday, what we should do is go to the Titanic Museum in Wisconsin Dells and check it out. They have a huge Titanic museum.
Where?
At Wisconsin Dells.
They do?
Or maybe it's Branson. I can't remember. One of those places. Yeah, it's a giant.
I thought there was one in Tennessee.
Maybe it's Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg.
It might be all three of them. Carpathia. Is that the name of the other boat?
No. I thought it was like Olympic or something.
RMS Carpathia. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was something Olympic related too, but it's in Dollywood, so it's in Pigeon Forge. I think they have one in the Dells too, though. Did you know that Pigeon Forge, the whole town, is basically the same town as Branson, like the same company?
It's the same thing.
The same company that owns, that's I see. It's in Branson too. The same company that owns Silver Dollar City owns Dollywood, and the same developers that developed Branson developed Gatlinburg. So they're like identical. Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg are not. Pigeon Forge and Branson are like identical. I think probably Wisconsin Dells is in that range too, because it has a lot of the same.
I think
shit.
Wisconsin Dells is its own thing.
Yeah, we went to there last year, and I think I'm done. I'm done with the Dells.
Oh,
I don't need to go back there.
Somewhat enjoyed it every time I went, but it's just such a money suck. Like
it's so
such
expensive.
A money suck. It is terrible. How much it costs to go to these places is ridiculous. For an indoor water park, or then you drive around and you see an upside down building. Great.
Yeah.
Like awesome.
We went to the Kalahari the last time we went last summer, and it was not good.
No?
I would not go back there. No. I would go to the wilderness.
Is there that much of a difference between all
I don't
these
know,
places?
man. It just was all it was like run down stuff.
We
was
went to the
shut down.
Kalahari all the time.
The people there were not great. It just wasn't.
I think I've went to the Kalahari like 3 times, and then we went. It was the wilderness that I went to the other time. I've never went to Great Wolf Lodge.
That's good, but it's for younger kids. It's a nice place, but
maybe we did do Great Wolf then, because I did have younger kids. I don't remember, but
stay out of there because you get suckered into that Magic Quest thing, and it's expensive. And
I didn't do that. Yeah. I didn't do that.
That's attached to.
I don't think any of it's worth it except for the whole skiing show,
which is no longer a thing.
It's not?
No, closed down.
For what reason?
Just it's
can't find enough people to be able to ski that well, or
it's just over. I don't know.
It was a wild show.
But anyway, these places are expensive. I remember one time we had gone, or were going to Disney for like a week, and somebody was telling me, they're like, "Oh man, that's so expensive. I don't know why you do that." Blah 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 blah. And they had earlier or another time had gone like to Pigeon Forge area and done all that stuff, which we did a few years before that. And I'm like, honestly, I think it cost me more money to go to goddamn Pigeon Forge
Yeah.
in Gatlinburg than it cost me to go to Disney for a week, because everything you
Really?
walk into is $50 a person. Everything, every day. When you go somewhere, it's $50 a person. Just any little
Holy crap.
store you go or museum you go to or any little show you go to, everything is nickel and dime. Although I will say Dollywood, fantastic.
I want to go to Dollywood.
It's worth going to Dollywood. Dollywood is super nice.
You know why? Because Dolly Parton cares.
I've also heard
She
great
cares
things
about the
about Silver Dollar City. I have not been there since I was a little kid. CJ calls it Steal Your Dollar City, but we went there when I was a
Where's
kid
that
because
one
my
at?
grandparents. It's in Branson.
Okay. Grady's been there. My kids have been
My
there.
grandparents lived right by there, so we went there several times.
I've never went. There's a huge chat
Someone
going
crapped in the lazy river 2 days in a row at the Kalahari. And man, they take that shit seriously. They got to drain it all out.
on. Well, yeah. I mean,
Really though, it's chlorinated water. Just fish the turd out and let it keep going. You really think it's that? The solution to pollution is dilution, Jerry.
I understand, and I get that. I'm just saying, as a whole, the company or the place cannot risk not doing that for everyone else. There is going to be people in that
You think it's
resort.
any different than peeing in the pool? Everybody's peeing in that damn pool. They just can't see it.
They can't see it, but there are so many different people in that place that would blow up and sue them if they didn't do that exact thing, like drain everything out and redo it.
Do you know how they can measure the amount of human urine in swimming pools?
No,
Because they can measure it.
How?
They can measure it because
Urea?
artificial sweetener is such a part of the American diet that every time you pee, you have some artificial sweetener in it, and the compound in the artificial sweetener does not break down or degrade.
Crystallizes?
And they can measure that compound.
But you'd have to actively be doing that all the time, right?
Well, I'm just saying, like, because they're able to measure, like, different pools, like, say, a YMCA pool and your home pool and a water park pool, and then they're able to see how much people are peeing in them by looking at the content of the artificial
It's
sweetener.
everyone.
Yeah, and home
Everyone's
pools are
peeing
way
in them.
worse than public pools
Because it's such a smaller.
they don't get cleaned. And that water doesn't get exchanged as often or is filtered as well or things like that. I don't know about public pools like for a city, but like I'm talking about like a water park or something like that. They're filtering that water.
That's so gross. We're just swimming in pee all the time.
The poor guy with the Tupperware and the pool skimmer chasing that floater around. But my point is it really the only reason they're doing that is because like it's so much more visible than the pee, and they can't do anything about that.
It's
Do you
very
think
much
it's actually
visible.
like a safety hazard?
Well, I mean, yes, human feces is a safety
It's in
hazard.
Chlorinated water. I'm not saying I want to swim around.
I think you are.
But
I
it's-
think you're saying, I don't mind swimming in toilet water, which we already are doing that because of how much pee
That's
is in
what
there.
I'm saying. Like,
But I don't think pee's not as infectious as what human
No, for
feces is.
it's sterile, and I like the way it tastes.
That's on record. That is recorded.
That's a
That's
movie
on
quote,
record.
Jerry.
Is it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a Chris Harford quote.
No.
Write that one down, folks. Write that one down. Oh boy, we have quite the chat going on in YouTube.
Rip Torn, Patches Houlihan says it in Dodgeball.
It's him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. He also says, "Dip, duck, dive, dodge."
Yeah. CJ said, what about the
Duck.
Ducks?
They have the ducks there, but a lot of people got killed on the ducks.
Well, that was in Branson, right?
I don't know where it was at, but it was on the ducks.
I think it
that
was at
went in the
Table
water.
Rock Lake. Yeah. I've
drowned.
never been on the Ducks, but
They drowned.
we talked about going on the Ducks, and that gave me hesitation with the kids. I'm like, I don't know, man. Do you know what happened?
Ultimately, it's kind of like
story,
it's
but-
like flying on planes. You can talk about plane crashes all day long, but how many of them have went out with no problem, and then you hear about the one story of an accident, and everybody thinks it's super unsafe.
I think it was only because of the canopy. It started going down, and then it's got that canopy over the top, and they couldn't get out.
Oh, because they were trapped under the canvas.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't know
I'm
either.
not going on the ducks. It seems not something that
Do they still after that? Do they still run the ducks?
They absolutely have the ducks. Yeah.
That's like a World War II craft, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a World War II landing craft or some kind of thing like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I
I don't know.
want to.
You're the military person. I don't know. Last time I was at the Dells, though, we did go on a pontoon boat ride, and that was actually quite nice. They drove by the
pontoon boat.
Yeah, just to like see all the stuff around because everything's kind of around the lake. And we saw the guy that owns Mount Olympus. We saw his house.
Oh, yeah.
It's right there on the lake. It's a beautiful house.
It's a big park.
Yeah.
Isn't that the biggest outdoor water park? No, it's Noah's Ark.
No, it's not. And I think it's Mount Olympus.
I thought Noah's Ark was.
Or wait,
the
they
biggest.
have the biggest slide, tallest slide or something. I don't know.
I know Noah's Ark was like at a time the biggest outdoor water park.
I don't know. I've
I
never
think it
been there.
was. Oh, I went to.
I absolutely hate water parks. So
I went to Noah's Ark one time and it was super fun. It was a really good time. And I went on one of those huge, tall, like single person slides. Definitely not worth it. I don't feel like it's safe. You don't touch the slide half the time. Like you go off the edge and you're just floating down for a while and then you land. It's not great.
I'm not a fan of water parks at all. I can tolerate an indoor water park, but I cannot tolerate an outdoor water park.
Why?
It's too much sun.
That is an answer you would give.
I hate the sun.
I don't mind raging waves in old
Never been there.
Yorkville. Isn't it Yorkville?
Yeah, never been there.
You've never been to raging waves?
I don't think I've ever been to an outdoor water park.
Then how can you have an
Well, I
opinion?
take that back. We went this year when we went to Disney. The first day you stay, they had a promotion this year. You get free tickets to one of the water parks. And we were there in February, so I didn't think we would even use them. And
how can you have an opinion on outdoor water parks when you've not partaken?
Well, I'm just telling you, I just went to one. I went to the one at Disney, Typhoon Lagoon. No, not that one. The other one. And just so happened the day we got there, we didn't have anything to do. And it was like 85 degrees out. And the rest of the week,
That sounds great.
yeah, it was kind of nice.
It is nice. They are nice. The only problem I had with when we went to Noah's Ark, they don't allow you to wear shoes or anything on your feet.
Oh,
And they had
forget that.
like brick, like uneven brick paths all over, and it cut and bruised your feet all day. Like
Sounds miserable.
it got to a point. It was miserable.
Why
by
can't
the
you
end
wear
of the day.
shoes?
They don't allow it. They do not allow it. You have to put your shoes in a locker, and then you can run around without any shoes on. And our feet hurt so severely by the end of the day. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was fun with the rides. It was terrible by the end of the day because your feet were destroyed. Like physically, I lost both of my feet in an outdoor water park accident
Yeah.
just by walking.
Too many people. I'm with CJ on that. Too many stairs to climb.
A lot of stairs.
They just had elevators, maybe. Escalators.
So
at the one at Disney, though, it's like it's modeled to be like a ski resort. Like it's
with like chairlifts.
they have a chairlift that takes you all the way to the top.
Well, that's awesome.
It is pretty sweet.
I would do that all day long because you don't have to run around like animals.
Yeah.
And to be fair, when I did it, I was much, much younger. I was like early 20s and it was fine. Now I'm very out of shape and I don't find that fun.
Dirk says, I'm with Chris. Too much sun and hot. Also, I hate water. See, we're on the same page.
I don't hate water.
I don't particularly like
But-
swimming at all. I don't like the sun and I don't like to be hot.
You don't like outside.
I mean, I like a nice. The other day, a couple of times we've had those later, not the cold one, but we've had a couple really nice baseball games outside in the evening, and it was like 65 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That is very nice. But if you are the slightest bit uncomfortable, it's over.
Yeah, I'm getting better actually. I feel that the older I get, the more I can tolerate the heat and the.
You love air conditioning.
Yeah,
Be
for
fair.
sure. But I
do too.
I have found that I'm able to tolerate it a little bit more.
I'm running hot all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got a boiler inside my body, but I'm hot all the time. And if it was 65 degrees all day long, every day, I'd be perfect.
Oh, see right there. David said, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. David's with us.
Yeah.
We were just talking about you earlier.
Yeah, about your rants.
About the softball. You ran into Jerry and were ranting about softball.
Yeah, it was a great conversation. I wish I had it recorded. It was wonderful. We have a huge chat section going on YouTube, and it's ridiculous.
With the same people or different people?
Yeah, it's with our children.
Our children?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not into that.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd to see.
You guys, this is an R-rated show. You're not allowed to watch. Turn it off immediately.
This is family-friendly content. It used to be.
Said some words that
You did.
were not
got
family friendly.
Got a little aggressive. I don't know why. Why do you have to be so aggressive?
Man, now I feel like I have to censor myself.
No, you don't. They should be asleep. It's 9:15.
Yeah, bedtime's 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
I agree.
But on the other hand, Jerry, we could be opening ourselves up to a whole new market.
Yes.
Because at the end of the
More
day, that's
listeners.
what this is really about,
This
right?
is all it's about.
I was telling Jerry before the show, because we haven't recorded in a year, but Jerry he logged into the thing and looked at the statistics.
Yeah.
And we're getting like constant downloads. Now, it did slow down later in the year, but like earlier in I think you said June and July, we were still getting like 400, 500 downloads on episodes. So people going back, either re-listening or new listeners for the first time listening, which honestly isn't really that crazy when you have 165 episodes. I mean,
There's a lot of content.
there's a lot of content to jump in on, but I found that kind of interesting.
I
And
love
they're
it.
from all over the world. Canada,
32 different
Bulgaria.
countries. I counted them. 32 different countries.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good thing. I mean, we've been the #1 podcast in Grundy County for years.
We still continue. That we did get. Do you remember a while? We used to get all the time requests from either writers or comic book writers or novel writers, and they'd be like, "Can you read my book and review it on your podcast?"
Yeah,
And
remember?
they would send us their stuff.
There was one about wrestling.
Yeah, this is why I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
He emailed the other day that they just released their new comic and sent us an advance copy.
Really?
To read and review and talk about on the podcast. So I didn't do it, but it was called, what was it called? Invasion of Planet Wrestletopia or something?
Yep. That's exactly what it was. I didn't remember
Like
that until you just told me that.
Kunkel or something.
It could be.
So
Sorry, Ed, if that's the wrong name.
we never really did that, but we did have other people that would send us their novels to read.
And I just brought up to you. You never responded, actually.
CJ, I said Canada and Bulgaria. All right?
Yeah.
You can't say I don't think Canada counts as being
No,
all over
there's.
the world.
I said there's 32 different countries. It was like Spain, Portugal, a bunch of them. There's 32. I'm not going to read them all to you, but
Greg says, I'm responsible for your Aaron Neville increased viewing.
he watches it often.
Well, Jared, that was just a great pop, man.
It really
Dude,
was.
I forgot about that until just now.
That's,
Our interview with Aaron Neville was great.
I mean, that was top tier content for Snarf Talk.
Yeah.
It really was. I think
And
we
he
peaked.
he knew a lot.
He knew a ton, and I asked him to come back on the show, and he said, "Oh, Jerry, you're getting too big for your britches."
Oh yeah.
I'm not too big for my britches. I would just like you to come back on. That's all I was asking.
Yeah.
In the future, I mean, I think we're in the future now, quite a ways.
That was our second attempt. Our first attempt at getting like a real interview with like a real life, not, I wouldn't say a famous person, but in a certain community, like a famous person. We did that, Jason. And like to this day, still our least viewed podcast.
I know. You're right. It is. And he was actively writing comics at the time. He was in California.
He was writing TV shows.
Yeah, and he was in California.
Yeah.
And we interviewed him. We had to do it before the actual podcast happened because we had to do it earlier for him for some reason.
We liked some of his work, but I will tell you, I follow him on Twitter or X or whatever.
I used to. I don't ever get on X.
Can't. He's too political.
We're not a political
Not a political podcast
at all. And I don't like that.
Well, actually, it's interesting because I was going to bring this up later when we do what we're watching. But I don't know what has happened, but I have officially hit whatever age it is,
Oh God.
that for Marley and I both, it is like appointment viewing when we go to bed at night. We lay down and we watch Jesse Waters Primetime every night.
Are you serious?
Yeah, on Fox News. I love that show. It's great.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
I mean, I've seen clips and stuff, but
I just can't. Every time we turn it on, I just chuckle to myself. I'm like, I don't know. I guess it was turning 40 that did this.
You told me one time that you did that, and I was like, "What? Like what? You're sitting and watching a political show at night to go to bed?"
Yeah, it's kind of entertaining too. No, we'll watch that, and then Marley will go to bed, and then I'll watch something else. It's only like it's an hour-long show, but you skip the commercials. It's like 40 minutes.
Really? But Marley won't let you skip stuff on American Idol to keep up with me.
No, she won't. No.
This is a huge problem.
Well, we skip the commercials.
Well, I know, but
You skip the show.
I don't skip the show. I skip the judges now, because once you get so far into American Idol, the judges don't matter, and they say the same thing over and over again. Everybody's
Can we stop
great.
calling them judges? Because they don't judge anybody.
They do in the beginning of the show.
Oh, that's true.
They're judges in the beginning of the
Can
show.
we just talk about this for a little bit? And some of you
Yeah.
listeners know, me and Jerry have been huge.
I have not finished it.
I have not either.
Okay.
Perfect. So I'm up to the finale, but
Yes.
I haven't watched it.
I'm up to the finale as well.
So-
American Idol is a mainstay in my life. I'm going to watch it all the time. So is Chris.
Yeah.
Chris and I have this thing. You can make fun of it if you want. That's
There's
fine.
plenty you could make fun of.
It's open for all of your judgments, but we will turn the show on. We're not together. He's at home. I'm at home. But we turn the show on at the same time, and we watch it synchronized, and then aggressively text
Yeah, pretty much.
about
Comment on all the performers.
what's happening. Who's every single performer we think is the best until the next one comes up,
Yeah.
and then they're the best, and then by the end we kind of summarize who we think is going to win.
People always make fun of me for watching American Idol, and I'm just like,
Why?
Do you not like music?
Love it.
Because I love watching people perform music.
And these are up and coming stars. Like, do you know how many stars we've gotten out of American Idol? Not as many as there should be, I think, but
Yeah.
there's a lot. I mean,
Like what happened to Alejandro Aranda?
That's what I was just gonna
He's
say.
the greatest American Idol of all time.
I completely agree. He's around on social media, but he's not a big time name in
Scary Pool Party. That's his name. That's his artist name.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, like, but in the public eye, he's not around. He still puts stuff out, but you don't hear him on the radio. You
CJ
don't-
said, "What about The Voice?"
No,
Listen, man, we're American Idol guys.
not.
We're not
The
up for the
Voice.
cheap knockoffs.
Okay.
I've never watched The Voice. I don't even
I
know what it
tried.
is. Is it the same type of thing?
It's where they hit the button and their chair spins around.
Why did they do that? What does this chair spinning around do?
It's about the voice, not the person. So they don't look at you.
But what is it
and they
happens
just hear
if
your
people
voice.
turn their chairs around? You continue on?
No, then you could be their coach.
Oh, and then
So you turn around and you're saying, I want to be your coach. If multiple people turn around, they all want to be your coach. It's up to the performer to pick
and then what happens?
who their coach is. Then it goes through the season, and each coach has a team of people, and then they like battle each other throughout the season. People get voted off by being voted off, and then eventually it comes down to two coaches, battling to see who wins the voice, and then one coach will win with one performer.
Okay.
That's it.
Sometimes I see it and they have like
It goes
more
on.
interesting celebrity panel because American Idol replaced Katy Perry this year with Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood is the worst.
Well, so was Katy Perry.
Well, yeah, that's true, but Carrie Underwood's worse.
She just doesn't have anything to say.
She has no personality.
It's very bland. And you would think it would be so much better with being an American Idol winner in the early seasons where she won it. She's coming back to the show. You would think she'd have so much more to say.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
There's no content coming out of her mouth. It's awful.
Yeah, I would agree. I still like Lionel and Luke, though.
I love Lionel. Luke's really good.
Yeah.
I think Luke's the best judge because he has, like, even now when the judges don't matter, and instead of just saying, yeah, you were really good, that was a really good performance, he actually has something that comes out that is, like, I don't know, beneficial to the performer, saying, like, I really liked you doing this. I didn't like that, but great performance.
Yeah.
The rest of them, especially Carrie, she just is useless. I mean,
David said, you guys have 100+ episodes of a podcast about writing a comic book or reading comic books. To be fair, we don't spend that much time talking about writing or reading comic books.
we used to. That's how this started.
Yeah. Or whatever this is. Nobody is choosing your American Idol viewing as a thing to tease you about. Well, good.
Okay.
Then you should get on board with us because American Idol is great.
I don't know.
It's a great. Here's why. One thing I like about it. It feels like, and it's been less so this year than years past, but it's like your whole family can sit down.
Yeah, everybody can watch it.
watches it together. It's just a good experience.
I can't get my children to come and watch the show.
Well, they used to watch it, but they don't so much anymore.
I know. I used to have them watch it too, but now
This season isn't great. Some of the performers, I mean, they're all really good, to be honest, and they've gotten better as the season goes on.
listen, last episode really hurt me.
Why?
With the people that were voted out and then the people that are going to the final, I don't agree.
Yeah, I mean, the people that are going to the final are. Oh wait, except
No.
for one of them. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I don't remember who was voted off now.
My guy Thunderstorm
Oh yeah, Thunderstorm went off.
and Slater.
Slater went.
Mm-hmm.
So who went through?
I don't remember.
Oh, the Brianna,
Yes, and John.
Jamal, and John. Is it Jamal?
Yeah, Jamal and
He's
John,
good.
Yeah.
I like him.
Who?
Jamal,
Yes, he is good.
and I like Brianna.
Not a big fan of John.
No, he sucks.
It just wasn't. It's just not me.
Anyway, we can move on from the American Idol
I
talk.
guess it's a good show.
Obviously, we're not that into the season because neither of us have watched the finale yet. So,
I just wasn't available. It just came on last night.
what are we at a time? We could talk about what we're watching.
Hour and 7. Yeah, there's a lot.
There is.
I mean, I think so.
I haven't been watching that much because just it's been busy. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. I'll say that. This is something I wanted to bring
That's
up.
one thing I haven't done in a long time is listen to podcasts. I don't listen to them as much anymore. Not that I don't want to.
Do you think AI uses actual votes or the producers just choose? Oh, American Idol.
American Idol.
I was thinking AI. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I think they use actual votes. I vote.
I vote
My
too.
whole family votes.
Yeah, I vote.
I haven't the last couple weeks just because I haven't been watching it live. You have to watch it live to be able to vote. That's the problem.
So I think, well, you have a certain time frame.
Well, but when you get
before the
later,
end of
you
the
have to get it by the end of the show. Well, usually we're not home by the time.
So I like the way American Idol used to do it, where you had the whole show and an hour after the show to do it, because the next show was when they voted people
you
off.
Yeah.
Now they're combined all of that into one episode, so it does give you a kind of a time crunch on when you can and can't vote.
I absolutely think they use real votes, and there's no doubt about it for me, because the people who go forward, it isn't always about the best voice or singer. It's about their appeal.
Yeah, it's about popularity in the crowd,
But sometimes the best singers do get through, even if they're not like necessarily the most personable. So I mean, it just kind of goes like sometimes people are so good, like that Ian Tongi guy.
Yeah.
That like they go through. That guy was awesome.
and you have to vote.
Did you watch
them
him
through.
sing this year?
Yeah.
He came back. That was good.
Yeah, it was very good, but I think he's kind of a one note kind of guy.
One trick pony.
Yeah.
I could see that. That one
I mean,
song
what
he wrote about his dad that
was
had
very good.
died.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, no, he didn't write that song.
Yes, he did. He wrote that song. Oh no.
No, that's a James Blunt song.
Josh Groban.
No, James Blunt. He
Who's
sang.
James Blunt.
He sang with
Is that
James
Emily
Blunt.
Blunt's brother?
Cousin.
I don't know who James Blunt is.
Are you serious? Yeah, it's called Monsters by James Blunt, and it's his song, but it's very emotional to him. Like it connected to him with his dad.
Yeah, you're totally right. Now that I'm remembering this,
Yeah,
because like he came
if
on
he
the show.
wrote that, he should be huge. You know,
But Alejandro always had originals.
I know.
He was the best.
But this guy's name is actually Thunderstorm. He had that song that he wrote and
Super good.
it was incredible, and he gets voted off.
Because he's got a dumb, pretentious name.
It's stupid.
Don't ever name your kid Thunderstorm.
Well, I mean, to each
Do you
their
think
own.
that's his real name?
To each their own. Somebody could say that to you about how you've named your kids, or I've named my kids all the same name.
I didn't name my kid Thunderstorm.
Well, I understand
She
that.
just says, "Who is your favorite American Idol?" It's Alejandro.
It's
for me.
Alejandro, yeah.
That's my favorite, hands down. It's not even close.
Yeah. It's either that or
That was like 4 years ago.
I
Too.
was going to make a joke, but I can't remember her name.
Fantasia.
Yes. That's exactly.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
I know. Because it's ridiculous. She should have never won.
I don't remember who she was against.
I don't either, but I still don't think she should have ever won. Not good.
Yeah,
She was on this year too.
she was.
Yeah, she came and sang. And was like a celebrity, not judge, but
There's a lot
mentor.
There's a lot of early American Idols.
And Jelly Roll was on the whole season. Why is he on there?
I love Jelly Roll.
I mean, he's fine.
But he didn't really
you
do
listen to his
anything.
music?
Like, yeah, I like Jelly Roll, but they didn't do anything other than like pan the camera to him.
I know it. He was just always in the corner, like, yeah, yeah.
Jerry knows Jelly Roll, by the way.
I don't
Jerry
necessarily
had
know.
Jelly Roll's personal phone number.
That's not true.
You told me you did.
No, I never told you I had his phone number. I just hung out with him one time on a couch in a green room before he sang, and I didn't know who he was at the time. He was much smaller.
Hey, Erica's here.
And, oh, hey, Erica. Thanks for coming on.
We actually were discussing earlier how we owe you some
Straight cash, homie.
straight cash.
We owe you a cash check.
Yeah, we're gonna do that sometime,
Yeah, at some point.
or maybe we'll just curate some cool stuff for her.
Yeah, whenever we get a bankroll again.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, Jelly Roll.
Funny. Yeah, so I met Jelly Roll one time. That's all.
Was he cool?
Oh, he was awesome. He was incredible. I had a huge conversation with him. I don't remember what it was about. Don't ask why. But we sat on a couch and talked for a while, and then eventually he said, "All right, bud, I got to go up and I got to do my set." He's like, "Good meeting you," and then he left. And then I left. I didn't even watch his set. I left. I was like, "Well, this is dumb," because he was rapping, and I was not into rap. I don't even know why I was there.
I don't know.
Dumb. But I did. I did meet him.
I've done some rap.
You were a rapper for
Yeah.
a while, right?
White Smoke. That was my name.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Show me a little.
No.
snippet. Can you,
I'm retired now. That was in my younger days.
you can't even show us anything
No.
about, bring it back to White Smoke days.
Maybe we'll do a special episode.
I think we should.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
Can you produce a beat for me?
Electronically, not with my mouth.
With a drum set. No, we could do something.
That was pretty good.
We've done some beats on this show before.
You drummed on cans.
Yeah.
That's a Patreon.
Oh yeah.
You had a whole drum set up with different cans and cups.
That's what happens.
You were really good.
I'm a bit of a musical person.
You really are. Much more than I am. I want to be. I've thought about it my whole life, and I can't do anything. Like the Vatican. White Smoke like the Vatican is a comment.
How about that? We got a Chicago-born Pope. Not we, because I'm not Catholic, but
Me either.
But I mean, like the Catholic Church.
It's the first ever U.S. born.
I don't really.
Pope.
I actually feels weird even commenting on it since I'm not Catholic, but it is interesting. I wouldn't think that would ever be a thing that would. I don't know.
Happen.
I guess I don't know how they do that.
I don't think a lot of people thought it would happen, but it did. And our vice president just recently met him and gave him a Bears jersey with his name on the back.
Nice.
That's a true story. Like
Nice.
that just happened. It's incredible.
So
He's
Pope,
also a White Sox fan, by the way.
Oh man, the
Yeah.
Nashville White Sox,
Chicago.
soon to be Nashville White Sox.
No, that's not a thing.
Could be.
No,
He's trying to sell the team.
He needs to sell the team. Jerry, sell the team.
Yeah, he needs to sell the Bulls too,
Correct.
because they're not a team really.
Turns out everything he owns.
But the Cubs are doing well.
Very good team.
Maybe we should resurrect that bet with David.
I don't think so.
Hey, the White Sox no longer have the worst team in history record.
That's
That
not true because they ended the season with the worst.
They're not going to this year. They're
How do
going to
you
be
know?
overtaken by the Colorado Rockies.
Not if they start winning games.
They're not going to.
Nobody knows yet.
They've won like 7 games on the season.
That's bad. Well, yeah, but the White Sox won like 21 last year, so that's not a far goal when you have to play 162 games.
They are, let's see, Colorado Rockies. What division are they in? They are 8-39 right now.
Yeah, okay. So that is what, 47 games total? So there's 120, like 118 games left or something. And you have to get to 21 wins. I'm pretty sure it was like 21 or 26. It's not very many.
David says done on the bet, so we're officially doing that. I have Pete Crow Armstrong to win MVP at plus 5,000.
I don't disagree with him. He's the best player in the league right now. He's the best athlete in Chicago.
The Cubs are on the up, but I feel like they always start strong and then
NL West, he said, is what Colorado's in.
Yeah.
Thanks, David. He is by far the best athlete in Chicago at the moment because we have nobody that is good. So he doesn't have much competition, to be fair. But he's also very, very good at baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I haven't been following any Major League Baseball. To be honest, I don't know anything about it. The only reason I know that the Cubs are doing so well is because Cash asked me the other day, and I looked up.
It kind of upsets me because
the season is way too long.
I know
it's really a problem. It's
not when you have a really
games.
good team.
It's way too many games. They shouldn't be playing that many games, I feel like.
Well, they always have. That's the sport. I mean, it's all summer long into the fall. Like that's what it is. I think the NBA has way too many games and goes on for way too long.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's terrible.
This is the problem with all these leagues is they got to take they got to follow the NFL. I mean, I understand in baseball you got to have more than one game a week.
Oh, well, yeah.
But you could have, a couple. You don't have to have a game every freaking day.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't bother me that I like watching baseball when it's enjoyable, but the problem is my teams are never enjoyable, and they don't play a lot of games out of market.
Do you ever find it frustrating when you watch a Major League Baseball game that nobody ever really appears to give any effort?
That's not true.
I feel like...
I think you're downplaying the effort that they have to put in.
I understand. It's extremely hard in the effort, but they're so casual. I mean, it's amazing that they can be so casual and make the plays. Don't get me wrong.
They're casual because they're good.
Yeah, I get it. But, if you go to a Cubs game and you watch the teams out there, they're just kind of jogging out there. They don't really move. They're just...
Well, I understand, but they're still, elite athletes at their sport. And it might look easy for you.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying, I wish they
over-exaggerated their plays.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think they need to do that, though. They're making a routine play. A lot of them are routine plays. The hard ones, they still make look easy, even though they're running across a football field, basically, to make a catch up against a wall and then throwing it 300 feet into the infield. It's crazy what they're doing.
It is really crazy.
It's unbelievable. And we're looking at boys that can't throw it from third to first.
I don't like watching people at the baseball games playing on their phones. You mean the fans or the players? I don't think the players are allowed to have their phones.
There was a guy this year that was stealing third base or running into third base, slid, and his phone came out of his pocket.
Well, I bet he got a big fine, that guy.
I don't know, but his phone came out of his pocket on the field, laying on the ground, and he picked it up, put it back in his pocket. Why, as a Major League Baseball player, are you running the bases with a phone in your pocket?
Yeah.
Unbelievable to me.
Make it like the Savannah Bananas. I watch some of their games. They're fun.
It's like the Harlem Globetrotters.
I like going to watch
baseball.
The Slammers because they are not acting like that. They're all out there, and they're just as, I wouldn't say just as fun or exciting to watch.
They suck.
I'm not saying about the skill, but I'm just saying like it's still high quality baseball.
It is.
To watch.
It is
it's
very fun.
entertaining to watch, and everybody out there I feel like is putting in a lot more effort.
I agree. I would agree with that.
Well, actually, the best one we watched
Because they have to.
Last year we went to a Kane County Cougars game. That was great because they got a really nice park. It's the food and refreshments and everything I felt like were really cheap. They got fireworks at the end. That was great.
I've never went there. I've been to the Slammers a lot, but
never
went out
it's
there.
in
The Cougars.
Where is it? It's in
like Rockford,
Kane County.
Isn't it over by Rockford?
No,
or
it's like
something?
it's by like Elburn.
Oh, okay. I have no idea where it is.
Geneva or something like that.
I know one of my kids went there one time, but
Geneva. It's in Geneva. It's not far.
Geneva seems too far to go to a lower tier baseball game.
It's not far. They're actually, I think they're a higher tier than that. I think they're actually a minor league team.
Well, they all are affiliated.
Slammers are not. They're not a minor league team. They're in a different league.
They consolidated all of it with
really?
Major League Baseball, so they are all
Well,
considered.
they're at a
farm
higher
teams.
level of minor league, I think, or they used to be than like what the Slammers or the Jackhammers were or whatever.
Used to be the Jackhammers.
Now they're owned by
I
Bill
was
Murray.
chastised by my child calling them the Jackhammers.
I
one
always
time.
call them the Jackhammers.
And it's the Slammers, Dad. They've never called the Jackhammers. I was like, I'm sorry. They were before you were born, son. You don't get to tell me I'm wrong.
Harp's baseball takes are awful. What is awful?
I mean, what do you mean what's awful?
I just want to see people run.
They do run in Major League Baseball a lot.
They're just like lollygagging most of the time.
What?
They still
Where
make
are
the
they
play.
lollygagging?
I don't know.
I don't agree. I think it's awful too. I never agree with David.
Slammers are independent, see?
But I thought they were all still affiliated with Major League Baseball because they consolidated everything a few years ago. And instead of having all of these different random leagues, they put everything into one league and you can still get into those farm systems. Yes, they're a lower tier, but they are still affiliated with Major League Baseball.
The Joliet was without a minor league team until 2002. The Jackhammers began play as a member of the independent level Northern League. Since 2011, they have continued to play as members of the Frontier League.
Yeah, Frontier League, which is considered Major League Baseball.
Okay. Sure.
I'm telling you. David better comment on this and tell me I'm right because I'm
You should
right.
go try out. They have open tryouts.
I don't know where Joel is. Joel, guy I work with, he normally comments. He would know everything about this. He would know everything about this and would tell David that he is wrong. Because David likes to comment that people are wrong. I'm not wrong. Absolutely right. All right. Well, beyond that, do you want to talk about what we've been watching?
Yeah, I was going to say really quick, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. And
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed over the years there has always been a lot of podcasts.
Yes.
But
I mean,
like-
over the years, it's grown.
But in the last year, I feel like there is so many more podcasts. It's crazy.
I mean, we came out as an underdog. And
pretty early on
really-
comparatively to
and really overtook the podcast world in a way I didn't know that was possible, but took the world by storm,
so
if I'm being honest.
I caught up on most of the Joe Rogans, and I ran out of those that I was interested in listening to anyway. So I've been listening to a lot of Bad Friends again,
Yeah,
which I
that's
haven't listened
great.
to in a long time.
That's a great show.
It's the best, man.
It is such a great show. They're funny all the time, and I don't know how they do it. We need to get producers that curate what we do.
We have done, David just said, top 10 podcasts make look. I'll make a list. We can do that the next time, but we've done that before.
I don't think we did podcasts.
I'm pretty sure we did. But I don't even
Really?
listen to 10 podcasts.
I mean, and that's what I was going to say. I tried to say earlier when we started talking about it, but I really haven't listened to podcasts very much lately because I don't have a long drive to work. When I get to work, I don't listen
I
to
listen to a lot
podcasts
because in the tractor
at
you
work.
have time to listen.
So it's like in between drive home and back or whatever, I would listen to something, but it's just such small snippets.
I'm Bobby Mutta. I'm Bobby Mom. I don't know. Love it. I love that podcast.
Hi, Bobby Mom.
Did you? Oh, well, you haven't listened, but recently they pranked Bobby Lee into thinking that he got invited to the White House to have dinner with Trump.
No way.
It was great.
Well, do you feel like these are just like sketches, right? You think it's real? Where
What do you
they
mean?
actually like pranked him?
Yes, I do. I do think it's real. They had him calling his.
I haven't
agent.
seen it, but
Yeah, it's good.
I think most of it is fake when it comes to Bobby Lee. All of what he does is
The one I was listening to today
Put on, right?
was one with Howie Mandel, and it was pretty good. He's funny.
yeah. What was the one that Howie Mandel had a guy on that left the show? What was that? You
Oh, that
remember?
was Billy Corgan.
Was it Billy
Wait,
Corgan?
no, I don't know what you're talking about. But he did a podcast. Howie Mandel did a podcast with
Yeah.
Billy Corgan, and Billy Corgan told a story about how Bill Burr is potentially his brother.
Yes, I know that. But then
And
he
then
brought
Bill
it up to Bill Burr.
Walked off the podcast.
Yes, that's what it was. He brought that up to Bill Burr or was talking about something like that, and he got up and left. Is that real?
That's real. Yeah,
That really was. It wasn't put on as like
I don't think so. No.
really.
Uh,
I'm really losing favor into Bill Burr.
Yeah, they do look very similar though, and the story
do.
is wild. That it's probably pretty conceivable that it's true
You think so?
from the
I
story
remember.
he tells. Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's odd. But I'm losing favor in Bill Burr. I recently saw a Netflix show, and it was Conan O'Brien's like Kennedy Center honors, or I think is what it was. It's on Netflix. You can look it up. I've always loved Conan. I've thought Conan was great. I've always loved his comedy, which has been off the wall and weird, but I've always enjoyed it. And Bill Burr came on. It was kind of like a roast, of him in a way, but like a tame roast. And most of them said how much they appreciate his comedy and whatever. But he came on and just phoned it in, and it's on the show.
I'll be honest. I watched that after you texted me that because I wanted to see it. I don't think it was that bad. I thought it was. I thought he was kind of funny.
I did not like it at all. I thought he was like, it just didn't feel like he put any effort into it, like the Major League Baseball players that you talk about. I felt like he just like had a few jokes. He was like the shortest comic of the night. Like he said a few jokes and was like, "Yeah, I really like your stuff, Conan. Good job," and then like walked off.
Kumail Nanjiani was pretty good.
Yes, he was very good. I don't know. I've been losing favor in Bill Burr.
He's just too political. Every time I see him on a podcast, he's talking politics.
Why?
I don't know.
Why can't you just be a comedian?
Yeah.
Like that's all we want from you. I don't need you to tell me.
To be honest,
how
I'm
to
kind of
think.
over his comedy anyway because I don't know.
It was really funny for a long time.
Yeah.
I thought he was really funny for a long time. I liked him a lot. I don't know. It just got
I'm
just
going to
gotten
see
old.
my favorite comic this summer, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to see Nate Bargatze.
Yes, and I'm excited for you for that. I've recently saw on my birthday Theo Vaughn.
Yes.
Went to his show. It was at the Allstate Arena. I was very excited for it. To be fair, I've seen all of his specials that were on Netflix, and then I've seen some on YouTube and whatnot. Watched his stand up, and I wasn't really a huge fan of his stand up. I love his podcasts. I love his podcast. I love the little snippets that you get of him talking. I think it's hilarious. I think he's really funny. But went to the show. He had 2 openers. I loved the 2 openers. They were really funny. The one, I can't remember who he was. Do you remember who he was? It was like Ali or
I know who you're talking
K or something. Ali K or something like that. He was absolutely hilarious and was awesome. Theo came on, started out relatively strong. It just faded. Wasn't that great, to be honest. It surprised me that it was in person the way I felt watching it on TV. It was just kind of boring and not that funny, which I hate to say because I think he is really funny most of the time. And I do absolutely love his podcast. Not a show I would ever go to again.
Yeah. Well,
Rather upsetting.
I've never been a huge fan of his comedy specials, to be honest. So
I never was either, but I was
like
really
his
holding out.
podcast, but I actually don't really listen to that much anymore either. But
And you had told me that some of your family members have went and saw him.
Loved it.
Loved it. Thought it was hilarious. So it got me really excited for that. I was like, oh man, okay, good. Like that's what I'm hoping for. Like in person, seeing him, really hoping it'd be good. Not that great.
I'd really like to go see Kill
Not that
Tony.
great.
That's what I'd like to see.
I would absolutely love to see that in person.
We need to take a trip down to the mothership.
Texas, yeah, to Austin. That would be awesome to go to. It's a relatively small place, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah. I think it sounds like it's pretty big. It's got like 3 different rooms.
Oh, well, it's way bigger than I thought. I thought it was like a small place.
No,
that they did
I
it
think
in.
there's at least 3 rooms in there.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, what we're watching.
Yes, what we're watching. Okay. I already talked about American Idol.
And I talked about Jesse Waters Primetime.
Yes, you did. The Last of Us.
That's on my list too. I have been watching that. I'm not up to date.
I've watched it. I am up to date on The Last of Us. If
The Ivory of Arkansas. Who's that? Oh, is that Theo Vaughn?
he's from Louisiana.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, Erica said it's a great venue. Can't confirm. She's been there.
What?
Oh, that's pretty
You've
awesome.
been there, and Dirk Steele says he's going to go with us to Kill Tony.
Let's
so
do
that's
it,
fine.
man. I was in Austin.
2 years ago, right?
Was it 2 years ago? It was right after it opened, and we had a day in Austin.
Might have been 3 years ago now.
At the end of the trip, and I wish that we would have went. We did not, but
Yeah, that would be. Well, you were
we
with
had the kids and everything.
all the kids and tons of family and stuff. Yeah, 30. He told that joke actually. The 30-pound bag of hamster bones. He told that joke. Theo Vaughn did, and it was fine.
Oh,
I'd
Kill Tony tours all over. They've done Madison Square Garden. They're coming to the United Center. Awesome.
Oh, well,
even better
We are gonna go to that then
for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Anyways, we're talking about The Last of Us. It's an HBO show based off of a video game called The Last of Us. First season, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I remember liking the first season.
I liked it
felt
a
like
lot.
It was a long time ago.
It's
Been a couple years, I feel like, between seasons, no?
Maybe. I thought it was 24. I could be wrong. Maybe it was 23, but it does feel like a long time ago. This season, first episode didn't start out great at all. Didn't really like it. And I know you share that opinion because you told me it better pick up or I'm not watching it anymore.
Right. And I haven't watched. I've been trying to get back to it now. I've probably watched 4. I don't know how many are out.
Second episode, I think it is 4 that are out now.
Well, then I'm caught up.
Yeah, because that's all I've seen is 4, and I thought I was caught up. Second episode I thought was pretty good. I liked the second episode.
Is that the one where someone dies?
Yes.
Okay.
And a lot of the zombies in there, and you get to meet Abby.
Boy, I don't get that choice though.
I mean, they're following the game.
Is that okay? I don't know. I never played the game, so
Yeah, I didn't play it either, but I looked into it. They're following the game, which is fine. You absolutely should do that. You should follow the game to a T because that story people really loved and really enjoyed, and that's what made the game of the year for both of those. The first game, The Last of Us, was game of the year, and the same with the second one. So I really liked the second episode because you meet a new character and then a lot of different shit happens that is jarring. After that,
once it gets to Seattle, it is all downhill.
it's not good. And
they're making choices.
they're making choices that are not in the game.
Yeah.
And they're not following the source material. And I don't know if you've ever followed any of our shows before this of Snarf Talk that we've talked about comic book movies or comic book shows or any shows based off of a video game. We really like the idea of following the source material because that's what you've always come to love. I don't care if you take liberties here and there with little things because you have to do that with TV. You don't have to change this much. And I don't know, man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I will keep watching. I mean, there's always something in an episode that's cool.
Yeah. It's a beautiful show.
Yeah,
Like it's put together really well. Like it's very high quality.
It's also not very interesting, the storyline that's going on. It's just not
a lot of
interesting.
people have a problem with Ellie and her casting, and they always have.
I don't get that.
It's never bothered me.
No, not at all.
It's never bothered me in the slightest. I just don't like what they're doing with the story.
I feel like a lot of people are just calling her out for her looks, but I don't know. I mean, she looks like a normal person.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Now there
to me.
is really dumb things like her taking down like a 6'5" jacked dude
Right.
in a fight, and you're just like, and she's like 5'2".
Yeah, well, it's just
You're
not
like, come on.
it's just not a thing. That's not a thing that would happen in real life ever. I don't know.
That happened several times actually. So yeah, I would agree. I'm not loving it. I could easily just discontinue watching it,
I could too. I've thought about not going back.
but I got nothing else really to watch right now, so I'm like, okay, I'll watch it, whatever.
I've thought about not going back. I honestly, there is a lot more to watch.
Well, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
There's one show I haven't started yet.
What's that?
We need to do Andor.
I have started it.
I did not start it yet.
So I watched the first
This is
couple episodes of Andor.
The second season of Andor. It's a Disney Plus show. It's a Star Wars type show. Obviously,
I loved the first season.
I loved
it. Was one of my favorite Star Wars shows to date. I thought it was great. I'm going to be honest. I think I'm 2, maybe 3 episodes in. I don't know how many are out. A bunch, I think.
it's done.
Yeah, it's done. I'm struggling a little bit with the second season.
I think there's like 9 or 10 episodes, but
First thing about it is I feel completely lost in the story. I have no idea.
why?
I just don't. It's like I don't know if I don't remember fully the first season, or this is like taking part years later after the first season.
So I've heard there's jumps
There is jumps.
back and forth, but so I was just talking to Dude, a podcast veteran here on Snarf Talk. He's watched all of it.
Yeah,
and
he loved it.
really, really loved it. Yeah. And so he brought it up to me on Sunday. We went to a trivia night in Morris, and great time. And he was explaining Andor to me and wasn't explaining the show, but he was just saying he was a big fan and really liked it. And it reminded me like, oh shit, like I have to watch that show.
It's had a hard time catching my attention, but to be fair, I've been watching it very late at night, and then sometimes you fall asleep,
Yeah.
and then you pick up the episode. So I need to like.
So this is
settle
the
in.
last season that they're doing. They're only doing the 2.
I did watch the other Star Wars show. Did you watch that?
No, what's
the one
that?
with the kids?
No, I don't even know
What?
about it.
Skeleton Crew?
I never watched it.
Oh, it's really good.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a
Wait, isn't what's his name in that?
Jude Law.
Jude Law. Yeah. No, I never watched that at all.
It's like a.
That chair is awful. by
I
the way.
know. It's like a kid's adventure in the Star Wars universe, like Goonies, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very fun. Great to watch with kids.
Oh, really?
Great show.
I'll have to watch. I got to write that down and watch that then because I did not. It wasn't even on my radar. I've had a terrible time, by the way. This is about streaming platforms. Disney Plus has ruined my life.
It's terrible.
I cannot get a show to play all the way through without freezing.
Yeah.
Do you have this problem?
I've had it occasionally. I've had to delete the app and reinstall it.
I did it one time. I think I texted you about it.
Yeah.
I got rid of it. I re-uploaded it all, and then I got through a whole episode. This is when I was trying to finish Daredevil, which is a show that I was going to talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, Daredevil, Born Again was the new season that came out on Disney Plus. I'm trying to watch those shows, and in the middle of it, it just would freeze immediately. I couldn't get it to play again. Deleted the whole app. I ended up being able to watch a few episodes finishing the season. Since then, though, I got back on. It's doing the same thing. I cannot get it to play. I have no problem with internet. Internet's fine. Everybody always brings that up. The internet's fine. I can't get the app to work. Every other app works.
I don't know. I haven't had too many problems. I did with Skeleton Crew, but it hasn't been bad since.
It's really peeing me out.
So Andor, we got to watch more of it before we comment on that one, I think.
Well, yeah, I haven't watched any episodes, so
Yeah.
that'll be in our next episode.
But we can
that I
talk about Daredevil.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about Daredevil. How many? There was 8.
Terrible.
That's not true.
No,
That's not true at all.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
I loved this. I was so excited for it to come back because I loved that show so much. When it was on Netflix, it had 4 seasons.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
4 seasons. I know 3 and 4 kind of dropped. I wouldn't say dropped the ball, but weren't as good as the first 2. I still loved the show. And I was wondering how it was going to be coming out on Disney Plus, like how the show was going to be put together. I was worried about it. It comes back with the same main character, or like, you know, the same guy who played Daredevil before, and our favorite guy.
Oh, the Punisher?
No.
Kingpin.
Vincent
D'Onofrio.
Vincent
Yeah.
D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Incredible actor. He comes back as Kingpin. He's awesome. The whole show is incredible.
Yeah.
I loved everything about it. There were times that I thought were kind of slow, and some things that happened that I thought were kind of unnecessary to the story. But all in all,
I love they had an episode where they didn't do any story, and they did that bank heist episode, which I've heard online people didn't
hated
like.
it.
I loved it,
and
it was one of my favorite episodes.
What's his name? The guy who plays Daredevil, something Cox. Charlie Cox. He said that he hated that episode.
Yeah.
It's the worst one.
I loved it.
I thought it was great too. You told me about it. When it first started, I thought it was a little slow. I didn't like him sitting and talking with that banker for so long. But after that, it was a great episode.
Yeah.
And it didn't advance the plot at all. But
they had to kind of intertwine it with Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
Which I never even finished watching that, but
I didn't either. That's fine. No, it's a really good show. I love the way they did it all. It still looks great. It's still just as like brutal.
Not a lot of Daredevil in it, like as Daredevil, but that's fine because it works with the story.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the story. It's like him.
Do you remember that
getting
comic
rid of
run?
him.
Does it follow it exactly?
So I was reading some of it. Actually,
I have it. I've read it multiple times. I own it, but I don't remember.
You own all of them.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like all of them.
No,
like everything to ever exist with
I have
Daredevil.
a gap in the 80s.
It's amazing how much you have of Daredevil.
A lot.
For real, it's amazing.
I started I think 2, and I've got all the way to
4,000.
No, I'm missing some of the 80s.
Yeah,
but I have basically everything from the 90s to current, and then everything from the 60s and 70s.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
what you have of Daredevil. I was worried that they were going to tame it down too much because I really liked not the idea, but of how they did it on Netflix, where it was just like a brutal, like beat up show. You know, like you're just beating people up because that's what they do. I mean, ultimately, that's the comic book. It's the same with Batman. You're just brutally beating people up on the street.
The comic is a lot of courtroom drama.
And yes, but there's a lot of brutal stuff.
Yeah.
And I liked that they did that and they kept it in with Disney. I thought Disney would tame it down. They didn't. And I like it a lot, especially at the end when they're in the therapist's office. You remember that? Like where he comes flying through the window. And I loved that whole scene. I don't know. It's very good.
A lot of people didn't like Bullseye. How he survived that and then rehabbed within 1 year. He's like fully rehabbed.
Yeah, I get that.
But
you got to take some liberties here and there, and you got to put some of that stuff aside. I think, especially
I still love
when you're
the Colin Farrell Bullseye from the movie.
No,
more peanuts.
No, there's no way you like.
I do. I really do. I love that movie. It's a great movie.
I mean, I like the movie too.
It's cheesy as hell, but
I like the movie too. But I don't know if I can enjoy Colin Farrell as Daredevil or as Bullseye.
But no, definitely a must-watch for sure. Especially, I mean, if you have followed Daredevil, and the first 4 seasons. Although this is not like, I guess you have to have seen it. There's enough callbacks.
Probably, I think you can come into it and watch it, but there's definitely you got to know some of the past characters and stuff. So, but I would never tell anybody not to go and watch the Netflix series. Like, go and watch that. Yeah. It's great TV. It is great TV. And I loved it on Disney Plus. So I'm very excited for new seasons of that coming out. I know they're going to do another one because I'm pretty sure they're already like writing it for another season. Hopefully it continues.
I mean, there's a bunch more that I've watched over the past year out, Mythic Quest. I loved the new season of that.
I'd never really watched it. I watched the first season. That's it.
But there's, I'll comment on, I think one standout show that I just fell in love with.
I know what.
Severance.
Yeah.
Severance on Apple TV is such a freaking awesome show.
I haven't watched all of it. I never watched any of the second season.
It's so kind of creepy and mystery. There's parts of humor in there. It's super well acted. It's engaging. It sucks you in to its own little world.
I got to get into it.
And it's a great watch. It really is.
So is there, when I watched it, the first season, it's like,
I tried
it
before.
seemed the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And there was a little bit of variance when you finally saw him out of the office and, walking around houses and, you know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff. I just kind of lost interest though, because I was like, what more can really happen here?
The same thing happened to me when it first came out, which was a long time ago. I tried watching, because I think there's 3 seasons out now.
I thought it was just 2.
Is there only 2?
Yeah. I thought the second season was the one that just came out that you watched.
Yeah, you're right. But there was a big gap between the seasons. 1 and 2.
Yeah, huge gap. To like 2 years.
I tried watching it and I couldn't get into it at all. I don't know how, because you can get into it pretty quickly. It only takes a couple episodes to get hooked.
Yeah, I got into it and I really enjoyed it, and then I just got bored.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But I'm going to go back and watch it.
It's great. I can't wait for the next season. It'll probably be 2 years before it comes out.
Yeah.
But
that's kind of a theme on all of these shows now.
It's really disappointing that we're getting these 8-10 episode seasons and then have to wait 2 years.
Yeah. When it used to be, we had TV shows that had 24 episodes and they'd come back the next year and you have another 24. It would end in the fall, and in the spring it started again with another 24 episodes.
Yeah.
That's what TV used to be.
Yeah.
It's not even close to that anymore.
I know. But Severance is one. Yep, definitely watch that.
So I would also put in there another Apple TV show is Silo.
Oh, yeah. Silo is one of my favorite shows.
Yes.
And there's been a recent season of that. It ended in the fall, maybe.
Yeah, there's only 2 seasons, though. There's been one season came out well over a year ago. The second season just came out this past fall. And, God, I love it so much.
Yeah. The second season was better than the first season.
100%. And it's based off of books. There's multiple books. I think there's 5 books in the series because I looked them up. I thought about reading them.
First one is called Wool.
Yeah. But
I bought it to read it, and then I realized I don't ever read.
You don't read.
I just listen to audiobooks.
Yeah. I enjoy this show so much. It's so different than anything else that we're really watching. Like, it's so sci-fi, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like, it seems like it's like post-apocalyptic sci-fi.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. But you're in a silo. You're in a room. Like, you don't go outside.
Yeah.
A little bit here and there. I really, really enjoy it. I love Rebecca Ferguson. She's the main character, like the actual lady that plays the main character. I love her.
Season 2 brings in, what's his name from Saturday Night Live? Will Forte.
Yes, Will Forte.
He's great in it.
Yeah.
Brings some levity to it also.
Yeah, he does.
But also is a great actor. Like, plays it really serious
and
as well.
With that character, the way he's playing it is so
scatterbrained. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be the way you would be as that character, because he's been trapped in this one room.
Yeah.
And having to deal with just everything alone. Not to spoil it. I don't hope that didn't spoil anything, but I don't know. Great show. I really love Silo, and if you haven't ever watched it, get Apple TV just for like a month and binge Silo and Severance.
And honestly, I'll keep the love rolling for Apple TV. This is one I finished a while ago, but Shrinking.
Yes, Shrinking. I knew you were going to say that.
With Jason, what's his name?
I can see his face. He was on How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Big, tall guy. He also did The Muppets.
Yeah, Jason and whatever his name is, and Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford is great in it.
He's incredible.
That is a phenomenal show, Shrinking.
There's only 1 season of that, right?
No, there's 2.
Is there 2?
Yeah. Or 3 maybe even.
I
don't know if it's done or not, or what, if it's coming back ever, but really enjoyed that show. So Apple TV...
they really do have some good shows. Now, I have also watched multiple shows on Apple TV that are not good.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But there's 4 solid ones that it's worth watching, and that is Silo, Severance, Shrinking, all S's, and Ted Lasso.
Of course, Ted Lasso. How could you forget? That show changed my life, I think. Ted
For
Lasso.
sure. Yeah, and I tell
It
everybody
changed
that.
me as a human being.
I'm like, if you aren't into watching TV, that's totally fine because some people aren't.
Mm-hmm.
You have to watch Ted Lasso.
You really do.
The first season, anyway. It kind of falls off, I will be honest. It's coming back, right?
No, it
I
is.
think they announced it might be coming back.
It better. I hope it does. I'm not one for this, like, go out on a high note and call it good. No, I want you to play this.
Ted Lasso Season 4 surprise return.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Then some people are saying that's not true. So I don't know.
I really hope it does. Especially,
Yes, a fourth season of Ted Lasso is happening. Jason Sudeikis confirmed it on the New Heights podcast. It's been officially renewed by Apple TV. The show will be renewing with new stories and will begin filming in May of 2025.
holy cow.
So
That's huge news. You're just breaking that to
It'll
me
be
right
out
now.
next spring.
And I'm in. I'm going to watch it. There were some down points, I would say, in episodes after.
It would just
Season
say
one, but
it went a little woke,
You know, it didn't bother me.
but it didn't. It generally doesn't bother me too much.
Sometimes it does if it gets a little too strong, but it didn't bother me in that show. I really didn't have an issue with it because I just love those characters so much.
Yeah, it's
And I know what you're referencing, but it doesn't. She's a scatterbrained character as it is. Like, you never know what you're getting from her.
I don't even know that I'm referencing anything specifically. It's just the general tone of the show. But whatever, it's great. Season 1 especially.
Yeah, I mean,
It's probably the best season of any television show.
it's like emotionally changing to when if
I've
you're
watched
really
the whole
into
season 3 times.
it. Really, I
Yeah.
need to go back and watch it all over again because
It's just as good every
I
time.
want to
to
have that experience again. I wish that's another one. You talk about shows that you wish you could watch it for the first time all over again. That one would probably be on the top of my list right now.
I think I'd still give that edge to Doctor Who.
Breaking Bad.
No, I'm not.
I don't get you.
I'm not big on the Breaking
Please don't.
Bad.
Please don't.
It's so
speak.
depressing.
Can you just please not speak?
I like Better Call Saul better.
No, you know what's depressing is that one show with Jason Bateman.
Oh yeah, Ozark.
Ozark. I never watched. I watched
all of it. It's good.
I watched the first season, but I couldn't get over how terribly depressing and like there's no win here. Every single time I was like, you're screwed. Like, you're done. This is over. There's no win here.
Yeah,
I hated it.
it's anxiety producing.
Did not like that. I got enough anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't need any more of that.
What else you got?
I've got, okay, I said Silo. Well, of course, I'm still watching Survivor. You don't want to talk about that.
No, not at all.
But I watch Survivor all the time. It's the greatest reality TV show of all time, ever. And I love it.
Okay.
And then my last one I have is Righteous Gemstones.
Yep. I finished that.
I haven't finished it yet.
Well,
I'm on episode 6 of the newest season.
Now that you say that, I don't think I finished it either.
I think there's 10 episodes or 9 episodes at least of the newest season, season 4, which is the last one.
I really liked that show for the first couple seasons. This season I felt like has not been as good to me.
I don't agree with you.
Really? I
No.
started strong. I really loved the first episode. When
See, and I wasn't that big of a fan of the first episode when it was like the before. It was like like the start of the Gemstones or like his
chair, man.
Yeah, terrible chair. It was like a flashback to like, you know, like the great grandpa or how it all started.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it,
I thought it was interesting.
but I don't know. I like the wacky, crazy shit.
Here's what's wearing on me. The characters are so unlikable.
But I like them. Yes, they do unlikable shit in the show, but I like them.
Erica says Walter
for
Goggins
them.
steals the show for me without
Well,
a doubt.
of course.
He steals the show of anything that he's in.
He is he's the greatest in that show. But I will say, the sister, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head, is unreal. I mean, she's an unreal character.
She's the worst. That is one of the most annoying. That's one of the
her.
things that bothers me the most about the show.
I love her.
What?
I love her so much.
I like her husband.
She's hilarious. Yeah, her husband's great too. That dynamic between those two characters, I think, is absolutely hilarious.
That's
I think
the hardest part of that show for me is dealing with her.
I disagree. I think Danny McBride's character is the worst. Him and his wife are the worst, and his kids.
Yeah.
do not like any of them.
This is what I'm saying, Jerry. They're all unlikable.
It's designed that way.
I know.
But it wasn't any different in the first season or second season.
No,
it's
I
all
know.
the same. But I think the crazy shit that they get into is hilarious. I've really enjoyed this show. It's the last season that they're doing. Season 4 it's over. Danny McBride has said that on
Danny
multiple
McBride continues to like keep comedy alive, I feel like, in some respect or not. I mean,
like that off the wall old school comedy that we
Yes.
had in the early 2000s that nobody does
that
anymore.
died, yes.
Yeah.
He's really keeping that alive, and he wins every time at it. Like everything he does is great.
It's all very similar, I would
For
say.
sure, yeah.
It's like a one note kind of deal that you get from him, but the stories themselves that come out of that are awesome.
Yeah.
And he absolutely is winning when it comes to comedy TV shows, because Eastbound and Down was incredible. I can go back and watch. Did you ever watch like that whole stuff?
Yeah, loved it.
I can go back and watch any of those episodes and they're hilarious. Vice Principals was very good. I never watched that whole show.
I did. I loved it.
But what I did watch is awesome. And Walter Goggins is in that, and he's got some incredible stuff in that show.
Yeah.
And then you get into Righteous Gemstones. I can't wait to see what he's going to do in the future. You know he's going to have to keep doing stuff. And you know what else I love about Danny McBride? He don't live on the West Coast in Hollywood with all these people. He lives in freaking South Carolina.
Yeah.
And just does his own thing, like doesn't involve himself with any of those people. He has people that he writes with, and he goes out wherever he needs to shoot the show, and then goes back to his own life with his kids
Yeah.
at home, like just being a dad. I love that.
Yeah. I didn't know. I mean, I knew he lived out there. I didn't know specifics of it.
He
but-
was on a Theo Vaughn podcast and was talking like, because he asked him like, what do you do when you aren't shooting a show? He's like, just at home. He's like, we live on the beach. He's like, I got a great house. He's like, I take the kids to school. We hang out. He's like, I go to baseball games. He just like lives a completely normal life and then creates incredible TV shows. It's fun to see.
Have you guys watched Bad Thoughts, Tom Segura's Netflix show? I don't have Netflix, but I'm going to sign up just to watch. No, I haven't watched it yet, but I just heard him talking about it on Rogan. He was on it recently, and they were talking about it, and I can't wait to watch it.
I can't either. Have you seen? There's a preview for it.
No.
That they do like a trailer almost for it, and
Is it out? The
Yeah.
show?
yes.
Oh, I'll probably watch it tonight.
So there's a trailer for it. The trailer was, yes, David. Yeah, he lives in Charleston, South Carolina. Danny McBride does, and they shoot the show. I didn't know they shot the show there for Righteous Gemstones. Anyway, Tom Segura put out a trailer for this show, and all it was him bringing his mom into a viewing room, and he played different episodes for her to watch, and it was just her live reaction of the show. So he brings her in, sets her down, he leaves the room and have a camera on her to watch the show, and they show snippets of what's happening and then her reaction. Then he comes in after the episode. He's like, hey, what did you think? He's been watching it the whole time. What did you think? And if you've ever watched his podcast with his mom, it is pure comedy on what she tells him about how awful the show is. And she's like, this is a joke, right? Like, this is all a joke. He's like, no, this is a real show. She's like, this cannot be a show, Tommy. Like, Tommy, this cannot be a show.
Yeah.
And then she says, I will never speak to you again if this is a real show. And it is a real show. So I'm excited.
I'm super excited because this, I feel like, is something I never knew was happening. I didn't know it existed.
He talked about it.
And then I heard about it on the last Rogan episode. And it's kind of how it was for Tires.
Tires, yes.
Like, I didn't know that was happening or coming. And then it just popped up one day. And I'm like, oh, I love Shane Gillis. And you watch it, and that show is phenomenal.
It's another show we haven't talked about on the podcast because it happened during our hiatus. And Tires is an incredible show.
Yeah.
Shane Gillis, and I don't know what the guy's name is that is his counterpart in the show. He's great.
He's awesome.
Yeah, all of it is so good.
So, yeah, no, I will be watching that tonight, probably, that Tom Segura show.
I'm going to have to, too.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff, obviously, that I watched over the year that we weren't recording. But, I mean, I can mention one movie I watched recently, and that was Thunderbolts.
Oh, you did go see Thunderbolts.
You never saw it?
No.
It's good. I liked it. I told Jerry it was getting a lot of praise. It's getting very good reviews.
Yeah.
And it was getting praise. And I think like most people, didn't really know that much going into it. I collect Thunderbolts comic books. I have, that's another series that I have a lot of.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I've always collected that. I don't always read, like I don't keep up with reading it that much. It's kind of weird. I still collected a lot of comic books that I don't even really read comic books that much anymore.
Yeah.
But I can't bring myself to not just keep getting the new episodes and collecting them.
I agree. I get it.
So anyway, I don't think it has much to do with following the comics at all. It's kind of their own version of this to further their new direction for this MCU stuff. But anyway, it got really good reviews. Everybody was saying it's the best Marvel movie of all time. I would not even come close to going that far. But what I will say is it's really an interesting movie in that it's kind of different conceptually from a lot of the other Marvel stuff.
But would you agree that it's probably the best Marvel movie that they've come out with in recent years?
I would say they haven't.
They've had a real poor showing.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. I did recently watch the new Captain America movie as well, which I thought was really good. And it got bad reviews, but I thought it was really good with Harrison Ford as Red Hulk.
I never watched that either.
Thunderbolts was better than that. Thunderbolts was really good. It's worth seeing. I think it's an interesting movie. I'll give away a little bit. It's kind of like a self-reflective movie about mental health.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. That's deep.
As a Marvel movie. So it has a lot of deep stuff to it.
Sounds deep.
Like the whole movie is kind of like about battling mental illness.
Well, that's fine. I mean, we need that.
It's just interesting to do that in a big budget Marvel movie. To a certain degree. You know, it's not
We've never seen anything like that.
It's not like giant villains coming to like destroy the world. It's a little different in that. It has really good moments of humor. Like David Harbour is really good as Red Guardian or whatever.
Him.
He's great. What's her name? Florence Pugh is the main character. She is phenomenal.
She's hot.
She is a great actor too.
Yeah,
and
she is. I mean,
she does so.
She's
good.
proved that in many, many other movies that she's been in.
She does so great in this movie. So it's one of those things where like I can't go there necessarily with like the storyline as being like the most engaging thing I've seen. However, it's very interesting. The acting is superb.
Oh, good.
It looks great. It checks a lot of good. This is a good movie to watch.
You had good things to say about it as soon as you got out of the show, because you texted me about it. So I'll probably watch it. I'll have to watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it'll be out too. It might already be out. I'm like Prime for expensive rental.
I don't really want to do that. I'll probably do it when it's on Disney Plus.
I mean, I always felt the same way about that, but like sometimes these movies come out. What are they like? $20 usually to rent it?
No.
Yeah, it's $20.
I've never rented anything for $20.
I'm saying when the movies sometimes are still in theaters.
Oh, when they're still. I've never done that.
They will come out at the end of their theatrical run on Prime, and you can rent them for $20. And I've always thought I'm never going to do that.
Well, it costs you so much more than that to see it in theaters.
That's my point.
Yeah,
it costs you way more. It costs us $80 to go to the movies and see it with 5 people.
And that does make sense. But to do that just for myself when I can wait a couple more months and watch it.
Yeah, but it'll be a while before it's on Disney Plus.
That's fine.
It's 6 months.
I don't think it'll be that long. They're moving things along pretty quickly. Yeah. I guess it does depend on how long they stay in theaters, though. And if you got a movie like that that's raking in some money, they're going to stay in theaters for a while. I think it still is right now.
Yeah. And it's done very well in theaters.
Yeah. It's $1 billion movie, isn't it?
No.
I thought it was up close to that.
No.
It was pulling in some cash.
It's not even
straight
close.
cash.
But it's done well for... it's done better than like the new single feature Marvel movies. You know?
Right. Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Well, hurry up because we're at our time.
Okay. It has made 157 million.
What? That's not even close to what I thought it was making.
But for a movie,
people were saying it was like,
oh no, worldwide 328 million. That's just domestic.
it's still not even close to
328 million is very good for the scale of movie that it is.
Well, and for what things have been pulling in to begin with, like since Endgame, we're not getting Marvel movies.
I also don't have a
like
feeling like it was the highest budget. Like I feel like they
made a lot of money off that.
Yeah. So it's worth seeing just for the, I feel like for the acting alone. I mean, if you're into Marvel movies.
Yeah. Right.
If you're not, then it's probably not something that you need to go out of your way to watch. But
I have to. I'm going to have to.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it, I guess.
Yeah, that's the end of episode 165. I'm glad to get back into it. I don't know if you are, Chris, but
absolutely,
I think you are.
When we came in here tonight, it hasn't been that long, but it feels like it had been.
I mean, it's the longest it's ever been.
A lifetime. Because even like putting the headphones on, it was like surreal almost to a point. Like, what? It's so different. Weird. It's only been a little over a year.
Yeah.
And it felt like a lifetime ago.
It did. It really, it kind of was, in a sense, a lifetime ago, but
just feel
it hasn't
like
been
so
that long.
much. When you have little kids and whatnot, like so much changes year to year.
Yeah. Yes. It feels like a lifetime changed. Like so many different things changed. And so, yeah, getting back into it is just amazing. And it needs to continue regularly.
Yeah,
hopefully.
we're going to keep it going regularly, hopefully. I will say weekly is probably a lofty goal.
And that's so
at least until baseball season's over.
The last episode that we actually recorded in January, we said we were going to do a bi-weekly podcast. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to tell anybody how often we're going to do it as of yet. If hopefully you just watch your notifications and
I think we can do bi-weekly.
See us.
I think we can make that happen.
I think so too. I think that's a very easy goal because like I had said earlier in the podcast, we did like 120 weeks in a row.
Straight.
That's
I mean, nuts. What were we?
That was
how do we have so much time?
Years. We made it.
Yeah. It's easier when your kids are little.
And they would go to bed early.
Involved in activities and you're not running around doing
It was
stuff
very, very different in the early stages of our podcast and in the middle of the podcast. Now we just got to figure out how that works with that schedule.
Yeah.
You know, but I think bi-weekly is very easy to do.
Does that mean twice a week or does that mean every other week?
Well, I'm taking it as every other week.
What is the official stance on that?
I could see where that would be 2 times a week, but no, that would be.
I think we've had this conversation before about bi-monthly.
So the way we do it at work when it comes to work order stuff, bi-weekly means 2 weeks. Bi-monthly means every other month. Bi-annually means every 6 months.
Okay. I assumed bi-monthly meant twice a month.
No.
So it's bi-weekly.
Oh, you're saying bi being 2 months.
Okay. All right.
You see?
Can it go either way, though?
I think you can do it either way.
So it's all about the context.
But it's not the way I think of it. So if you were to tell me we're going to do it bi-weekly and you think it's 2 times a week, I think it's like once every 2 weeks.
Okay. We're going to do one of those two things.
Yes. We will. Check your notifications, men and women.
All right. For Snarf Talk this week, I've been Chris.
And I have been Jerry.
See ya.
Bye.